I'm blocked on Twitter for like over 2 years, so
he tried talking to me on Discord, and he asked me to talk to you, and I was like, I'm not getting in the middle of that. That's your shit, man, not mine.
Right? Yeah.
What's up, Rambo? Appreciate that.
What was he doing?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're live, guys. Okay.
Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we get into any intros and all that stuff, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So before why is this replaying back to me in my ear? We already did this.
mute the podcast.
My podcast is muted. Hold on, let me check this shit. Hold on, did I screw this up?
Yeah, you started
Problem shit in the track. Oh shit. God damn.
I got my snacks on fucking deck tonight, man.
Yeah, I can hear him. Man.
God bless M&Ms.
Let me just check this shit out. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second here. All right, there we go. All right. So before we get into any intros and all that good stuff, okay, I'm announcing on air that Jordan Dizzle will no longer be part of the Irish podcast due to his actions over the past weeks. This week was worse. The other night he actually did it. Okay, one of the things he did last week was he started picking on fucking Jack Move Johnny. Okay, for no fucking reason, call him a welfare person, all this other bullshit. And I don't appreciate that shit. And try to bring that shit back to the podcast. He was in other people's. He was going to one podcast, talking nice to the person that was doing the podcast, then going to another one and bashing them behind their back. I got all the screen caps. He kept saying he didn't do that shit. I got the screen caps. Okay, and I know it's you because I know how you write. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff. Okay, like I said, trolling YouTubers, saying false things about the podcast. Okay. And there are other things, like one of the false things he said, which I talked to you, Fatal, about this the other night when I got on the podcast with you. Mm-hmm. I was doing a stream, and somebody said in the chat, Chris Cobra said, you talk more here than you do on the podcast. And he said, that's because I don't get much time to talk or limited time to talk, which is bullshit because I let him go. Fatal, so how many times have you said to him, oh, you can go ahead and talk? It's all right.
Plenty of times.
He had more opportunities to talk to me, man.
Exactly. Thank you. And last week, all he did was fucking giggle. Well, that's on you. Okay. The other thing he did was on the stream when I told him it was done. He tried to put this shit on me and like, oh, you know what? I'm so brokenhearted. I think I'm just going to go commit suicide. And bitch, don't put that shit on me. If you got some mental issues, you need to see a fucking doctor or something. Talk about you're going to commit suicide because I said you're off the podcast. And because I don't like the shit you're doing. And lying on me. And yeah. So, no, you ain't putting that shit on me. He said, well, I do have a mental issue. And somebody in stream said, listen, my brother does, but he don't do this dumb shit. If you're that depressed or something's wrong, go see a fucking doctor. Seriously. Somebody said they need to get his mom's number and call his mom, get him off YouTube again. Somebody
Subject move.
So, okay, so let's go back. I lost my train of thought because you guys asked me what the hell happened. Okay, yeah. So I actually go out of my way to help the YouTube community. Okay, you all know that. That's why you guys are here even too. Okay, because you know what I do. Okay, I really, do try my hardest to support as many people as I can, especially the smaller ones, because they need the help and the push. And to me, this is the thanks I get for being too human on YouTube. It seems like I have to be an asshole on YouTube, okay, for people to care or actually support you, okay? You have to be. You have to, say stupid shit on podcasts or make damage control videos to get ahead, or you have to do console wars just to get respect. And I'm actually sick of this shit, okay? I really am. The gaming community makes me sick to my fucking stomach, okay? And so does the YouTube community. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach. Okay, so before we get into anything, we are live. Everybody knows that. This is the Irish Podcast, episode 53. Bye-bye, Jordan. It's your goodbye party. Okay. Hey, what's up, Jack Move? I am the Titanfall princess. This is the Irish Podcast. But enough about me. We're gonna have the panel introduce ourselves. And guess what? We got a nice panel tonight. Go ahead, Rambo. You start off.
Hey, y'all know me. I'm Ramble's Corner. Y'all can definitely check me out on Twitter or go to the lootgaming.com and sign up for a feed there so that way y'all can actually get my articles.
Cool. Frozen, go ahead.
Howdy everyone. Glad to see we got Wolfflow on the podcast. I didn't know because he didn't have a wolf picture.
Long time, man.
Yeah, put a wolf picture on because I didn't know who you were. Glad to see you. I haven't been on a podcast with you in about a year or so. So
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Wolfflow, go ahead.
Yeah, shit's getting real here tonight, for sure. But let's fucking shoot the shit. Talk about some games.
And Fatal, not Fatal, Frozen, I liked your introduction this time. See, you're getting there, you're getting there. Let me stop. I'm rubbing off.
what's wrong with my intros? You got a problem with it?
No, I'm messing with you. Ah, shit. Fatal, go ahead.
All right, guys, what's going on? I'm your boy, Fade. I'm a pista. I'm glad to be here. Let's do this shit.
Craig, go ahead.
It's the Messiah of Xbox. I'm here to shepherd in the community, which is starting to get a little out of control. So our bash session is in order for tomorrow.
Oh shit, he's on and popping. He's gonna get crazy tomorrow. Okay. Next we got a couple of people that have been on here before. One that hasn't been here in a while, and he was able to make it tonight. So Sinister Tar Heel, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your main man, Sinister. I'm just glad to be back. Here to talk some games.
Okay. J-Wags.
What is going on, buddy? This is JWag412. Shout out to Typefall Princess. I know most of the people on this podcast, not most, but I know a few people on the podcast, and I'm going to meet some new people. It's glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me on, Titan.
No problem. Like I said, tomorrow, send me that link.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fizz, go ahead.
Hello?
Fizz, you there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
That's Cortez.
Killer Tay 229. Killer Tay 229. God of neutral gaming here. Let's get into these topics.
Yeah. I thought Fizz left.
I didn't see him. Was he in here?
I thought he popped in.
That's a full house. I don't know.
Maybe I was seeing things. I don't know. Maybe I was cross-eyed tonight. I don't know what's going on. It's a shame we had, have to get rid of people. Sometimes you just need new blood. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So,
No doubt.
and we don't need drama shit either. Come back and hit any of us. And I'm just gonna say one thing because Jordan, are you in there? Leave me and the members of the podcast alone. Stop spamming us. First of all, that's very fucking creepy. All the fucking messages you sent, videos you sent, that's creepy. That's borderline stalking. Stop. Cut it out.
Yes,
Seriously.
please stop that because that shit every day I wake up and I get 5 messages from you in my fucking Twitter inbox.
Fatal, you know the solution to that, Fatal.
Send him
Just
to a
hit that
padded
button,
room.
man. Just hit that button. That's what I did.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm
That's
planning
what
on to.
happened.
I'm planning on
I
to.
feel kind of bad, man. But like I said, I don't know what happened before that, but I feel kind of.
Well, for one thing, he's got to know that we don't control Titanfall. So if he's got something to do with Titanfall, he needs to deal with it directly, not us.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because I do what I'm going to do no matter what nobody says, Rambo. You know that. You know that. You all know that. I'm just my own person. So, yeah, they don't tell me what to do and how to do it, when to do it or anything, or who to put on here, whatever. Sometimes they may say, hey, so-and-so may have asked if they could come on. They'll tell me somebody asked, but they don't tell me to put them on.
No.
Or who to kick off. They don't do that. So it's on me after what you did. I told you last week on the podcast, you had a chance to explain yourself about Jack Move and all that other, and the Discord shit. You said, I'm going to stop. I promise I'm going to stop. You didn't stop. You kept doing it all week, and then you get my stream and fuck with me. It's done. Okay? You can whine all you want. You can cry all you want. I think you just go need to see your doctor or something. That's what I'm gonna say. We're going to talk about gaming now because you're irrelevant. Okay? So let's start with our first subject. Okay. Oh, I've been confirmed. It's been confirmed. I've been confirmed. Lord have mercy. I'm wound up tonight. Okay. It's been confirmed that No Man's Sky is coming to the Xbox One.
Yay!
I personally did get No Man's Sky originally at launch day one when it came out. It was fun for a little bit, but ended up being a game I didn't like. Okay. it had. Bear, stop with your damn raspberry.
That's not me.
No, yeah.
That's not me.
Let her finish. I want to go first on this one. And I'm looking now. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's all funny jokes, man. It's all funny
Yeah,
jokes.
it is. No, you guys. That's
my
why I
fucking
like you
feelings,
guys
though.
because we have fun. Oh, please. All right, there we
There you
go.
go.
All right. It had so much hype surrounding it when it originally came out, and it died within a week. Anyway, I saw it
Fake
trending on. Exactly. I saw it trending on Twitter earlier, and I also saw Xbox gamers hyping the game and praising it. Here we go again.
Here we go
Here
again.
we go again.
Oh,
we
my
got
God.
to put that on. Here we go with that shit again. I should have had that. Unfortunately, I was running late and I couldn't make my own podcast. So, but anyway, yeah. But that wasn't the case when it wasn't on Xbox. They were bashing it. And it seems this gen, especially when Xbox gamers, they tend to expose themselves in the worst ways. They do. First it was Rocket League. Then it was Hellblade. Now it's No Man's Sky. What are your thoughts about No Man's Sky coming to Xbox? And what do you think of the response it's getting, once again, from the Xbox community? Whoever wants to go first, go ahead. Take it away.
I'll start.
Okay. Oh, that was you.
Go ahead. I have nothing to comment other than that. Go ahead.
Other than that, that was a good comment.
Honestly, let me say this real quick, man. Like, everybody knows the story behind No Man's Sky, what it was on the PS4. This game came out August 2016, and now it's coming to the Xbox. And I looked at the comment section of that Twitter post, and it was ridiculous. People were excited. People were jumping for joy. People were praising Phil Spencer over it. And I got one quick question for Fatal. We all know what this game is. Fatal said on Twitter earlier today, to me, this is my most. Would you say? You said it was your
Yeah, it was my
game of
2016
the year,
game of the year.
2016.
Yes, it was.
Please elaborate on that.
I don't need to elaborate. It's just my choice.
No, there's no way you think that. Of all the games,
No, it was, dude. That was my most played and my most beloved game of 2016.
You know what kind of games
People
this
know
is?
me.
You know what
Frozen knows me because I was in Wolflow's podcast at the time when I was playing that motherfucking game, and he knows how obsessed I was with that game.
He's played games like Life of Black Tiger, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Nobody gives a fuck about that.
All right. Credit.
Games that are quote unquote trash.
no, but I'm really not.
Trash is a word that can easily be defined. Any game can be trash, but it all depends on the person. There's going to be people out there that are going to find God of War to be fucking trash.
Yeah,
whether or not fucking it's true or not is
You
irrelevant.
might call it trash, but this game,
No,
they,
what I'm
they
saying
blatantly
is-
lied
I
to
think it's
everyone.
What I'm saying is that any game can be called trash.
Yes, it
Any
can.
game can be called trash.
Yeah, you can call it trash, but
Nier Automata, trash.
Yeah, but in some games,
There you go.
there's definitive proof that it is trash.
You know one game that's real trash? Kingdom Hearts. Man, that game's trash.
I agree with that
Oh,
statement 100%.
That is blasphemy right there. You will
See what
not
I mean?
slander the name
You see what I
of
mean?
Kingdom Hearts
That is my point. That is my
while
point. man.
I am here. None of this blasphemy or Kingdom Hearts.
No, I'm really go ahead.
You heathens.
If you're not going to give any kind of validation or reason as to what makes it trash, then it doesn't mean anything. It has no meaning to the statement.
Fucking preach.
Oh, what validation? Why I never? Yeah, I'm saying that game there is fucking trash, man. Well, when it released, it was trash. I haven't
Yeah,
played
when we
since-
released, it was
since
bad.
Since the
Why?
update.
Because
But I still loved it.
But that doesn't make up for the release, though.
It's because it's popular.
See, because here's the thing. No Man's Sky. I'll tell you why No Man's Sky was my game of the year, because it lived up to what I wanted it to be, a game about exploration. See, other motherfuckers were out there fucking hyping up some fucking multiplayer, right? Which to be fair, was supposed to be there, but not in the way that everybody wanted it to be, which is exactly what it should have been. Right, that light multiplayer mode, which is now in the game technically, fucking should have been there day one. That was not the reason why I gave two fucks to hype it up. My hype for that game was the exploration behind it. That was the whole reason why fucking I was excited for it, and it delivered on that. I had fun going to different star systems and going to these different planets and seeing different things and fuck it. Yeah. Not that, but you get the idea.
Whoa.
I'm just
Point is, I apologize. My bad. Excuse me. My bad. Excuse me. But point is this. It lived up to what I wanted to, what it was meant to be, and that was fucking for me exploration, and it lived on that for me. All those people that wanted that multiplayer fucking experience, whatever the case may be, they didn't get it. And I can understand the frustrations, and I agree with all the frustrations. And I even made a video acknowledging all the fucking lies that were present there from the get-go. Well, the number one thing, my attraction thing, though, for me, why I made it my own game of the year, because there was nothing else that came out that year outside from fucking Uncharted, but Uncharted is an overrated franchise, at least for me it is. Fucking, that's the reason why I gave that game my game of the year.
I'm gonna say, like, in that game though, like, what was there to find? What was there to explore? Because the game literally had it was barren at release.
It was barren, yeah, but again, like I said, the lore in that game.
Fair. The other thing is, I get the exploration part, but the other thing is, people with challenging you that you could put a planet and they'll give away things or whatever. They'll do giveaways. I heard podcasts doing that. They'll do giveaways if you find their planet. You couldn't find their planet because it didn't exist anymore. There wasn't enough room for all that shit to go on in the game. So part of the game, but what I'm saying is the game that
was, what happened with that is that when the game first launched, fucking, there was a bug within the actual client side that actually, no, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. I'm just talking about my ass.
I know you are.
No, actually, believe it or not, actually, you
should have kept that going.
No, here's the thing. You could find people's discoveries and shit like that. It's just for some reason, fucking a lot of the times people never uploaded their shit.
Why does it surprise anybody about that Bear likes this? Because he also likes No Man's Sea.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear.
But Sea of Thieves actually has content, motherfucker. No Man's Sky didn't have any content.
Wait, let's not go to Sea of Thieves yet, okay? Let's go back to the original topic.
So it's always a Bear legitimate taste in games than a lot of other games.
Yeah, he definitely does.
But here's the thing. Disregarding my taste for No Man's Sky and my love for fucking Sea of Thieves is irrelevant, because the thing of it is that those are like, people act like those are the only two games that I fucking love. You know what I mean?
I gotta say one thing. He's actually told me about games that nobody. Yeah, but he's actually told me about games that nobody knows about.
And he's got the platinum.
And that were good. That were good. So he, just because we don't agree on every game he plays, there are some games that people will say, "Oh, never heard of that shit. I ain't playing it." That are good games.
I do agree. I will agree. I agree that I shamed myself with fucking Black
What this proves is how buttery these simps are Xbox, because they mocked this game. They mocked this game a few years ago, and again, I just can't believe what a bunch of simps they are. I mean, it's literally like Jay Wax said that I just looked at that timeline on Twitter. Yeah, they're talking about, get Persona 5, get those are first party games. You're never going to see those games. What you got are a bunch of games that were already multi-plat games. They came out on PS4.
Persona 5 is multi-plat too.
Persona's
not first party.
It's a first party game.
It's not first party.
Yeah.
So
Alice, wait. Alice,
Persona is on a way higher level than goddamn.
Persona is not first party.
No, it's a third party.
Yeah, it's a multi-plat.
Somewhere else.
Because Black Bond plays it, and he has no console.
Yeah,
he only plays on PC.
No, it's not on PC.
It's on PS3
How
also.
is he playing?
It's only on PS3 and PS4, and that's the only place it's gonna go. They Atlas came out and said that.
See, here's the thing, right?
Or probably the Vita, Rambo.
When No Man's Sky first launched, especially on the PC side, when people actually, went to that whole entire data mining shit, there was evidence that this game was eventually going to make its way to the Xbox, because there were files in there that alluded to the Xbox fucking version. Yeah.
And they never said it wasn't going to come. He just said that there's no plans right now.
Yeah, there's no plans right now. Yeah.
They still were trying to get the game up and running right. I mean, it's amazing how the game, like Princess said, the games are mocked. And then as soon as they get access, they get moist. I mean, that's what they
That's the other thing too, Craig. It's just bad timing, man, because everybody was comparing these and shit, and like 4 or 5 days later, oh, here it is, bam.
Yo, I'll tell you this right now, dude, man.
What's funny though?
I fucking cannot wait for fucking this update to drop.
I can say,
when I woke up this morning and I went on Twitter and I saw my buddy Cobra fucking tag me in a post fucking with that goddamn next, and I clicked on that blog article that redirected me to the No Man's Sky demon. I lit up like a fucking goddamn rosy kid on crack.
I can't believe they're still up.
Now
Nothing
it's still not nothing that comes out. Nothing
No.
that comes out this year excites me more than this update.
all I gotta say is, fool me once on PS4, shame on you.
That's ridiculous.
Trying to
bro.
fool
This
me
game
on
still isn't
Xbox.
done? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Fuck you, dude.
Ouch.
No, they clearly
Yeah.
said when they launched this game, they were going to add more content as they went along.
And they did.
And they have, yeah. So, and they're going to
They
keep
did a
adding
year
more.
later.
But time out.
A year
It's been
later.
almost 2 years.
To be fair, no, the game's only been up for a year.
No,
Year and,
August,
4 months.
August 2016.
Yeah, and last year was August being its first
Okay,
year
so it's a year and a
anniversary.
half.
So a year and a half, yeah. So this year will be its second anniversary, which is when the
And
update's
it's
going to
still
drop.
pumping out.
Yeah.
No, because the last update that came out with after the first year, kind of like what fucking Destiny did, fucking all the rest of the content came out. That's exactly what happened with 1.3 on No Man's Sky. But here's the thing: despite the fact is that the game should have not launched either way. Same with fucking Sea of Thieves. But the thing is, with No Man's Sky, we were led to believe on false promises. Whereas fucking Sea of Thieves, they've been fucking strict and clear about one thing from the fucking get-go, and that is the initial fucking loop of the game, which is exactly what it is today. No, they did. Did you not read that?
They said the beta was 10% of the total game.
Oh, yeah, that's rare being fucking stupid. But the thing of it is that if you go on Reddit and you read that fucking Rare employee, he openly admitted that right from the start, back when the game wasn't even running on the Unreal Engine, that game still had that initial 3 repetition loop that was never going to change.
Yeah, but of course he admitted that though, because he's not working for Rare anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I'm letting people know that. So everything that we saw as far as like that loop goes, at least that was something that Rare kept in check the entire time.
Well, JWAG, you got to remember somebody did say that Sea of Thieves was 10% of a game, so maybe they weren't really lying when they said the beta was 10%.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just 10% of the game.
They said this is just 10% of all you're going to get.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was 10%.
Yeah, price.
They should have just came out and said that.
Whoa. Let's not go to Sea of Thieves yet. That's my next topic. Stop going back to Sea of Thieves.
Well, these two go hand in hand. Titanfall, we're sorry.
Yeah, they kind of do.
You know what then? Let me say what I gotta say about Sea of Thieves, and then you can keep on going, okay? Because this is going to be my last time. I'm going to Bear. I know you're going to be upset, but it's going to be my last time. I'm going to talk about Sea of Thieves on the podcast.
I gotta say something real
I'm
quick.
hoping that people would stop talking about this game and bringing my name up.
You
God damn
will
it.
not speak slander again.
Alright, no, seriously.
Sea of Thieves.
No, I'm not. No, listen. For those who love it, hey, if you're having fun, I'm gonna say it. Go have fun. If that's your shit, then go do it. I'm not knocking anybody that plays it. I will never do that. Okay, so people knock shit I play because they don't like it, but I'm not gonna knock you if you play a game I don't like. So let's not even go there. But anyway, for me, Sea of Thieves, just to let you guys know, Sea of Thieves recently got a 4 out of 10 by who was it? Angry Joe. I agree with some of the points or many of the points that he brought up in his video. This game that that I honestly cannot understand why anybody would enjoy it. Okay, I personally can't understand it. That's just my opinion. Okay, not knocking those who do. I'm going to say it again. I'm not knocking those who do though. But to me, come on. In 4 years of developing this game, 4 years, it's still a work in progress.
But the water,
regardless of what Phil Spencer wants to do, this is to me, this is terrible for gaming. Anyway, this game was said to have had 2 million unique players, and that's one thing I'm getting tired of when it comes when shit comes, to Xbox. Nobody has actual numbers. Okay. You got all these statistics that mean doodly squat shit, but damage control, in my opinion, and a lot of these people, that's all they do. They damage control and state, and do whatever. Okay, including the ones who get butthurt over my opinion of Sea of Thieves are the people who listen. Let me finish. Are the people who didn't actually play the game? That doesn't include you. I said people who didn't actually play the game. Okay, I did. I'm not going to talk, like I said, again, I'm not going to talk about Sea of Thieves on any podcast again. So to wrap this topic up once and for all, okay, what are your thoughts on the Angry Joe Sea of Thieves review? Do you agree or disagree that the game deserved a 4 out of 10? What are your thoughts on Microsoft saying the game has 2 million players and that it's supposed to be the fastest selling IP for Xbox?
Well, I'll go real quick. As far as the fastest selling IP for Xbox, I mean the fastest selling new IP. So you got to look back at all the new IPs, and every one of them bombed the first week. So it's really not that hard of a deal to actually be the fastest selling one. When it comes to Angry Joe, I think he was spot on. Like Rare said, this is our most ambitious game ever. He got 3 fucking quests.
Yeah.
I mean, how is this ambitious? I mean, I don't know. And I think it was a fair representation of the game. I played the alpha and the beta. I have the game. I haven't played it yet, but I played the alpha and the beta for like over a year. It didn't change much from the beta at all.
They added 4K.
Oh no!
Get the fuck out of here with that 4K crap.
I think Titanfall summed up good though, man. This whole 2 million player base thing, right? As she said, we're getting all these numbers about how many cans were shot, things like that. All these analytics that really don't mean anything. They don't equate to sales. And as a primarily Xbox guy, I know a lot of ways around this thing. Like a lot of people game share. I'm game share with my buddy. He's in Iraq right now. And he can play Sea of Thieves free of charge through my Game Pass. So you got to equate for the game share, and you got to equate for how many people actually downloaded Game Pass, whether they pay for it or not.
Hold up. You say your homeboy's in Iraq? He got that good of internet now out there?
Yep. You got Xbox out there, yeah.
Oh boy.
I was out there. I was in Iraq and Afghanistan. The highest speed we had was like two up, 2 down megabytes.
I'm playing Rocket League with him, man. Like I said, I've been there before, man. I had okay internet in Afghanistan.
They done came up since the last time I was out there.
Well, where were you there?
Huh?
What year were you there?
Oh, in Iraq?
Yeah.
05, 06.
I mean, yeah. So he's there 2018. I'm sure he's up there a little bit, but yeah. But anyway, like I said, game sharing, that's a big thing. Game Pass sales. We don't know how many people down there from Game Pass. They have not told us. I would love to hear the actual numbers of sales. I think they said in the UK it was 22,000 physical sales.
Yeah,
copies. So you figure out how many digital. Let's just say, let's be gracious here and say it was 300,000, 400,000 digital sales. So now we're up to 427,000 sales. And I was to say in America, I don't know, maybe 200, 300,000 physical sales. The numbers don't add up, man. We're not getting any concrete evidence.
Yeah, they don't.
But it's quite easy to figure out, though.
But I can understand why they're only doing numbers, because a lot of people are game sharing like that. That's probably why the numbers aren't.
No, I'm sure they have concrete numbers of how many people purchase digital.
Oh yeah,
$60.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
that 2 million has nothing to do as far as the overall broad.
But why do you think they're not releasing the actual sales numbers and they're releasing?
That's what Microsoft's doing.
I'll
tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why.
If you look at their previous new IPs, the last one that was the best selling was Quantum Break.
Or
it was Quantum Break. New IP.
Quantum Break 2 years ago.
IP, yeah.
Quantum Break bombed the very first week. Still hasn't even sold 1 million copies.
Yeah, not yet, no. But here's the thing, right? Okay, so
low numbers.
So here's the thing. Quantum Break was labeled 2 years ago as the fastest selling new Microsoft IP of the generation last year. And if you go based on estimation numbers on VG charts, not including digital, it was at 207,000 in its first week, right? So Sea of Thieves, let's say metaphorically wide, it's not gonna, as Rambo just stated, it's not going to be hard for that game to easily surpass it. So let's say on average, Sea of Thieves sold 260K retail wise, right? No digital included. Let's say estimation wise, right? So that 2 million, right? That's 90% of people that are playing it through Game Pass or Share Play. That's all their days. Basically, that's the reason why that number is there. This is the same shit that fucking, what's his name there? What other companies do? Destiny fucking tells how many people they have at their peak count. Blizzard tells everybody how many people they have at their fucking peak count for subscription wise. But at the same time, that also includes trials. That 2 million right there, that includes trials. That includes a lot of shit. And whatever the case may be, that's not that number has no indication on how many people fucking physically went out and bought the game. That was never the case, whatever the case may be. Now, when they sat there and they said fastest selling new IP for first party wise, that one there, fucking, like I said, most people ignored the term new and started comparing Halo and Gears and fucking whatever you want to call it. Hence the reason why they came out with so many videos calling it a fucking lie. But yet, if you read the news article that Rare themselves put out, it states fucking first party new IP for Microsoft. So if it only sold slightly better than fucking Quantum Break, that's nothing to write home about. That's the reason why we're not seeing the numbers, man, because most people will not give a fuck. That number is too small to give a shit. But what does that tell you, though? What does that tell you as far as new IPs go for Microsoft?
They don't.
Nobody fucks with it. Exactly. So why is it okay for Quantum Break to get that when way before Game Pass ever fucking existed? But yet now when CFD surpasses that probably by a fucking couple of numbers higher, that's it, barely even nothing. All of a sudden now it's a big deal? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It's a big deal, man, because it's a big deal because it's the first new IP they've gotten in a long time.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about like when people compare and say like, oh, it sold 2 million units. It's like, because I heard people say that, and that's why I should have clarified it before I started ranting. I heard people in videos legit think that this is 2 million sales, and I'm like, motherfucker, read, man.
They put out news articles saying it was 2 million sales.
They don't.
That's what I was trying to allude to. That's what I was trying to allude to. People think it's 2 million sales, and it's not. Like me, I got Game Pass for 30 days free. I played it free. I didn't have to buy it, and my Game Pass was free. So ain't no 2 million sold.
These are the same people that actually said that Halo 5 sold 15 million because it had 15 million players at one time.
Yeah, Rambo. Yeah,
I don't know where they got that.
It had 15 million people have played the game, and so they said, "Well, that's 15 million sales." I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's not exactly. That's not how that works.
No, because I could take my game and lend it. After I'm done with it, lend it to my buddy down the street.
Yeah,
or your game share.
Rare was saying, they even, if you watch that video that came out the same day the update came out and the same day they had that fuck up with Game Pass, they said in that video that at their highest peak point throughout the week, that 2 million was the highest number they've seen so far for the game at their highest peak time, which is between 5 p.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. Eastern. That's all they're saying. Most new games that are online-centric games only, like, say, Destiny, whatever you want to call it, Bungie did the exact same thing when they came out and told and say, hey, these are how many concurrent players that we currently have, or unique players, sorry, I should say. But yet, completely ignoring the fact of trial versions of the game where they have those free weekends, whatever the case may be, those are included as well. All developers do this. It's not to boost up or PR spin their game. It's just a common thing that an online structure-oriented game does.
They need to explain that because the way they put it up.
But it's not hard. Well, I agree.
You got to realize the type of people we're dealing with in the community.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's the people we're dealing with in the community. They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
No, I agree with that 100%. I agree with that, which is why I was confused by it. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's not Microsoft's fault that they're going to put out information. And again, you got a bunch of buttery ass simps. So they're going to take information and they're going to try to discern it the way that they're going to do it. So they're going to damage control it. I mean, look, I've not seen any damage control. This is better than Tony Stark's damage control company on Spider-Man Homecoming. So, Fatal's right. They're putting out information. It's just like, okay, they walked out. I don't see this on your list here. Phil Spencer walked out on stage at a keynote and said there will be no more bullying or harassment on our networks. And then a few months later, you're going to get thrown off Xbox Live for cussing. I mean, he told you what they were going to do. It's not his fault. You don't know how to discern it because you got the butter in your ears and you're moist. So it's
you need to make a T-shirt on that. You need to make a T-shirt that has Xbox fucking 1X, and at the back of it, it just says buttery hashtag.
No, but
I may do that. I don't know if I can put Xbox X as trademark. I may put something else though.
Real
Just
quick,
make
though,
it like,
real quick though, just go back
X,
to the
Xbox One
original
X,
question,
One
real
X.
quick, Fatal. As far as the Angry Joe review goes, I think he was spot on, man. I think for the amount
No,
of
I agree with him on a lot of things.
I think for the amount of content that got released, and as far as what there's to do in the game, and the amount of time they had to work on this game, and the fact that it's a first party IP from Microsoft in a long time, it was 4 out of 10 spot on, man. And the biggest insult to me, was,
like I said,
and he covered it, that Kraken shit is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
He also said later on down the road
reviews that complained about it. Most of the reviews that talked about a lot of the actual shortcomings, whatever you want to call it, which I've acknowledged plenty of times on plenty of people's podcasts.
That's one thing I'm going to say.
And I've agreed with that 100%. But I still enjoy the game because I have fun with the game. But I still
he also
agree
said
with
later on down the line that it does have the potential to be something great.
It could be stuff like I said on one of my podcasts in the review I did. I think down the line, this game has a lot of potential.
Yep.
I've said that too.
I think it'll have a lot of potential and be much more fun when you play with your friends. I really do.
Right.
I honestly do. And that's something I said from day one. And that's why I don't understand why people are still hating on the review I did. At least I played it. Like Craig says, you're all buttery. Your all asses didn't play it.
Well,
I know. A lot of people say this is Xbox's No Man's Sky, but if you look at Angry Joe's No Man's Sky reviews, he didn't destroy this one like he destroyed that one.
Yeah, trust me. And those people that are comparing it never played No Man's Sky at launch. Trust me.
I think I don't think they're comparing it to the fact that like
boredom factor.
Apple to apple, they're just comparing it. That No Man's Sky was a pretty empty fucking
it was. There was no content.
And so is Sea of Thieves.
Right. Well, Sea of Thieves, like I said, Sea of Thieves is light on content, and I use the word light.
It's bare bones.
It's not bare bones, though.
I would even
it's not bare bones.
I would even call what's there.
It's not bare bones. Bare bones. It's not bare bones. It's light on content.
My God.
Light.
I would say bare bones.
No Man's Sky. Trust me. No Man's Sky at launch.
3 quests.
Yeah, but that's still content.
Nobody on the Kraken, Fatal.
No. Here's
but wait a minute. How was
No Man's Sky had no content?
But how was 3 quests light?
Because there's more to do than just 3 quests.
Bingo!
There ain't more to do than that.
You don't think you can do is drive around, roll around on a boat?
No. See, right there,
no penalty.
Right there's what I've been saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Light
no
content.
Penalty.
That's what you did. You just drove on around in the boat. There's tons of other things you can do.
Please
you actually get into awesome fucking situations where you gotta fucking fire onto their fucking boat.
Okay,
there's no penalty.
So you're talking about the PvP aspect. That's
only content though.
PvP is not content.
There's other things you can do as well. There's
you can walk around an island.
Well, no, there's shipwrecks that you can actually raid.
Yeah, come on, Fail.
Have you been?
That's still content though that nobody knew about.
Come on, man.
But again, like I said, light content. Now go play No Man's Sky, the launch version of No Man's Sky before any of the updates come out. That game had, that was beyond, but it had nothing going for it. The progression system could be easily maxed out on one fucking planet.
But the thing is, though, wait. There's no point in the progression system in Sea of Thieves. No point at all.
Yeah, exactly.
There's really no point in No Man's Skies either.
No,
exactly.
I know. Yeah, exactly. There's no.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But at least in No Man's Sky, I have the option to do something. I don't care if it's repetitive or not.
Yeah.
Whereas in No Man's Sky at launch, I had nothing to do but explore.
What's your point in Call of Duty? You're killing the same people over and over again. It's the exact same shit over and over again. In this game, you have way different situations.
I don't know how you're saying you have way different situations. There's absolutely like in Call. Okay, wait a minute. In Call of Duty, whenever like if you want to bring up Call of Duty, you can actually set whenever you go into Call of Duty and you die and you keep on continually getting killed. You don't get shit. You don't get to move on. You don't get to rank up and stuff like that. Whereas, like the person that actually does gets to rank up, gets new guns, get everything like that.
See that right there.
Like
that right there. You can get yourself
in this PvP thing. Like people can go. You can keep killing the same motherfucker over and over again. They respawn with all their shit. And
not their loot, though. Not their loot.
Hold on.
Hey guys, wait a second.
I want
Fatal, I want you
No,
to
but
address
they can
the
keep coming back
jackass-
at you until they take your loot because you ran out of shit.
Yeah, but see, but that right there is where you're wrong.
Shit.
That's
No,
where
I'm
you're
not.
wrong.
What we doing?
You
Can we
guys
just all agree that the games are garbage?
No, but
No, man.
I think that's more important here.
Let me explain the situation. Let me explain. Let me explain.
Wait, Bear, before you explain.
Hold on. Let me explain this real quick.
All right.
Because this is something that me and Wolflo and fucking Ian both experienced fucking yet again just tonight. We had a boat that fucking came up to us and started fucking with our shit when we had loot on our boat, right? What we did is we played it fucking smart. We took down their boat and we booked it. By the time those fuckers came back, dude, man, we were long fucking gone. Long gone. They had no idea where the fuck we were. You forgot all period. You know where we were?
That's not
busy handing in our shit that we protected.
That's not
I'm
content.
saying. You said that PvP is not rewarding, right?
Okay,
It's not rewarding.
It's not rewarding because all you do is steal their shit, take it back.
No, that's the whole concept of the game. It's why they call it Sea of fucking Thieves.
But all you do is get cosmetic shit that you can't even see.
Wait. Say that again.
All you do is get mainly cosmetic shit for your own character that you can't even see. And so
I agree with that.
It's pointless.
I agree with that. They need to add a different progression system, but not the one that everybody wants, because that wouldn't work in the PvP situation.
You guys brought up Call of Duty as far as being, the same thing. Call of Duty, if you want to talk about content-wise, it has a single-player story. It has the zombies mode. It has a pretty in-depth weapon upgrade system and perk system.
Hell of a lot.
None of you motherfuckers play the campaign anyways. Only
That's all I play in Call of Duty. That's all I play in Call of Duty.
I'm saying it's there in single-player mode.
But it doesn't even matter. The thing is, though, is it's there for $60.
Right, it's there. It's like CDs has no narrative whatsoever, no story, no fucking voice acting.
It's fucking nothing.
Sources go.
Who cares about the voice acting?
the
Man? There's plenty of games that were $60 that had no voice acting too as well.
It's not even that. It's not even the voice acting by itself. It's a complete for $60, bro. This game is no way to.
And I agree with you, which is why I haven't bought it.
I agree with most people that it's like 10% of a game. It's about 10% of a game.
I'm finished.
At $60 at least.
All that money went to the water. That's about it.
Come on, Rambo. You gotta wait till the game's done, man, to really judge the game.
Yeah, keep telling me.
2 years down the road.
Just like Red Dragon said, you're in alpha, wait for the beta. You were in beta, wait for the final game. You're in the final game, wait for the end game. You get to the end game, wait for DLC. It's
wait
like,
for the first update. Wait for the first big
patch. And what's the problem with that? If there's a lot to...
What do you mean, what's the problem with that? There's not a lot to do until the meantime.
Should be in the preview program, to be honest.
There is a ton to do.
This is an early access game. PUBG has more content than this.
Actually, PUBG does not have more content.
Yes, it does.
Where is the content?
But
Please
yelling. Wait a minute, you guys. I want to say hi to somebody. What's up, Fizz? What's up, Fizz?
How's it going, Nancy?
What up?
I will agree.
There's definitely more of a point to PUBG than
Please tell us the content that is in PUBG.
Okay.
I have missed.
I
love PUBG.
What's the progression in PUBG?
We're talking
about content, right? We're talking about weapons, things like that, right? Weapons and things to do. So in PUBG, you have vehicles you ride, you have weapons.
But I mean, what is the content in PUBG? Because this whole argument started with no content in Sea of Thieves.
One at a time.
I'm going to use their same logic against them. You get to kill 99 different people. That's 99 different things of content. Because that's what I remember. Like, somebody else to bonus content. Wait a minute. Content.
Hold on, Rambo. Who has more players right now? Sea of Thieves or PUBG? That'll determine.
Probably
it's not even that, bro. It's not even that. Like
PUBG easy.
But even PUBG has its own form of progression, right? You're out there scavenging. You're upgrading your weapons. You upgrade your health. You're upgrading your flat.
But that's light progression that you.
Okay,
that's still progression.
Resets every game. It resets every game.
There's more of a reason to play PUBG than there is Sea of Thieves.
I agree.
All right, guys, I gotta address somebody in the chat. Guys, I gotta address somebody in the chat because it affects all of us. He came in saying he's next gen, which I don't believe it is because he ain't gonna pop in and say this shit. I think it's a fake account. But he's saying that all of us on this podcast are talking shit but we've never completed one game on Xbox or PlayStation.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, please,
Who
dude.
is that person?
I'll go check
What
it
is
out.
that?
I don't see it. Did somebody delete the comment?
Man,
I don't see it there.
I've platinum 58 games this year, so fuck off.
Yep.
You can look.
And I completed
My
98
Xbox
games
gamer
last year
tag.
alone.
My Xbox gamer tag is the same as my name on this show. You can go look it up. You can count how many games I've beaten since I've been an Xbox fan.
Well,
Then you
who
can go on the
cares?
PlayStation side and see all that too.
Who cares?
You can do the same thing.
Then you can go to my PC account, my Steam account, and look at the games I beat there.
Exactly.
Well, why
care
are
even
you
address it.
justifying what you did to a bunch of moist ass simps?
Truth.
I just had to put that out there because.
I understand that, but nobody
because-
here needs to justify anything to a
No,
bunch
I
of
didn't
buttery
say, no. I didn't say we had to justify it. I just thought it was kind of funny that these motherfuckers come in the chat and say this shit when they're the ones who don't complete games. And we have our trophies, we have our gamer score, we have what we completed. It shows it.
Man, I got more gamer score. I got
It's
more
open to the
gamer score in 81 hours of playtime last year than some people on Xbox got in 15 fucking years.
That's sad.
Thank you. No, he's right though. I've seen it. My score. I've done this. I've done the same. I've gotten people come and try to hit me up and say, "Oh, they've been Xbox fan forever." Okay, I check out their shit. They got maybe 5,000, 10,000. I've been here since day one with Xbox. I got that in 3 months playing casually. Over 10,000.
Yo, these
over
M&Ms
the
are
last
fucking
3 months.
delicious,
Well,
man.
Nancy, somebody probably just baited you in the chat just to get a.
I think it's funny. They didn't bait me. I think it's funny, Frozen. I think it's
want you to address it. I don't think they're serious.
Is that
They're just playing around.
is that the end of Sea of Thieves debate? Are we done?
I don't know.
I don't think there's much to talk about. Us about Sea of Thieves. It's about the same much as is in the game.
There's more content is podcast right now.
Yeah, no shit.
I think
no shit.
the less we talk about Sea of Thieves, the better.
Sea of Thieves is the most talked about
Just wait
game.
for my review, though,
Now
Ryan.
listen though, I will say people are having fun with the game, and that's okay. That's cool. But I like the ones like Frozen that's willing to admit that it's the barest of all. Like, I mean, as far as that, I mean, now I can get with the people that are free to admit that it has a problem.
It does have a problem.
But
And I do admit it has
having
been.
fun with it, that's cool, man. Have fun with the games. I don't care if you have fun with them.
I call most games trash.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's nowhere near a $6 title. It's
Oh no,
not
not at all.
No, I agree with that.
No way.
Hell yeah.
Don't take my passion
That
for the game personal. Like, I'm just saying, I get tired of people just like shitting on games that they never cared about in the first place.
Oh well, see, I'm not taking you personal, but I've been playing this thing for over a year. It hasn't gotten any better.
I'm glad that people.
I mean, it's progressed
people
from
that
the
are
alpha
enjoying
from
it.
the very beginning, but I mean, from the alpha to the beta to the final game, the beta and the final game were almost identical. Besides the fucking Kraken that doesn't offer you shit.
Yo, that does piss me off.
Yeah,
It offers you noodle arms.
Well, yeah, there's no reason to kill the noodles.
All right,
All
now,
I'm gonna say is
Rambo,
that those
Rambo, the
people
game
who are
does
actually
lack content. The game lacks content.
Right.
People have admitted that we need to move on. The
Yeah,
game does lack.
listen, we're going to move on.
Game is a service. It's a game as a service, and this is the way Microsoft's games are going to be going forward.
Okay, but wait a minute. Here's the only last thing I'm going to say about it. This is what kind of like throws me for a loop is that people will keep saying it's a games as a service. That's going to get better. Games as a service. That's going to get better. No, don't like games as a service should not launch this fucking empty.
I agree.
That's a big excuse. That's a goddamn excuse, man.
Do not be complacent with it by spending $60 and saying, "Oh, it's going to get better later on." Demand a good game up front, and then let it get even better later on.
Wait till it gets worse, Rambo, and you see other games
Hey,
doing this, and then it's going
That's
to get
exactly
worse.
what I'm worried about. That's exactly what I'm
Destiny
worried
had the
about.
same thing outside from the content wise. Destiny had a lot of content at launch, but they made it better as time went on.
Yeah, but they had a lot of content at launch.
The big difference between
what I just
Destiny. Wait, the
That's
big
what I
difference
just said.
between Destiny is though that as Destiny gave you a reason to play these missions over and over again. There was a progression, like a meaningful progression.
But not every game has to have that, though.
No, like come on. Wait a minute. If every game has to have a meaningful progression. If you're just doing online play, because the thing is though, is if you have now, unless you have like a ton of content to do, then they don't. I mean, if you have a ton of content, you're fine. You don't have to worry about a meaningful thing. But if all you have is 3 fucking quests that you have to keep grinding to level 50, it's got to have some fucking point to it.
3 quests,
but they just drop analytical numbers that go opposite against what you're saying. They have analytical numbers that say we had this many users in this amount of time. Therefore, they don't need to have it. They don't need to have it. I don't disagree that the game should not launch like that, and maybe they'll learn from that. But this is the way. I mean, look, if people think State of Decay is going to be a complete game when it comes out, they're buttery. That's not what Microsoft is doing.
State of Decay is going to be a complete game.
No, they said it was going to be. They said there was going to be no microtransactions.
Yeah, State of Decay is going to be a full game like that. Like that one's going to be a full game
until 3 months. They already said they're going to add. They're going to add them in later.
They're going to add what later?
Microtransactions. They said they were going to do it for Sea of Thieves specifically. I'm sure State of Decay they're going to come in later too.
Nah, I don't think so. It wasn't in the first one, so it's damn so it's not going to be in this one.
No,
they're probably going to come out with. They're going to probably do it just like they did the last one. Come out with DLC that extend the story.
Okay, but I do want to say something though. I mean, we're talking about like what the developer said, right?
Yeah.
As far as like no microtransactions. Because the developer also said, State of Decay was going to be a AAA game, and it ain't a AAA game.
I remember reading that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's the point. Yeah, let's just you have to wait for the stuff to come out. Now, I agree. I think everybody is saying that Sea of Thieves lacks content, but it's a game and service, and this is what they're going to look like.
Well, I'm
now,
just
maybe
game preview though, Craig. It should have came out in the game preview category.
Okay, this might be what they're going to look like from Microsoft, but like Ubisoft and them, they've already proven their games as a service actually has more content than Sea of Thieves.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's.
And like, hey, whenever Ubisoft is beating you, you got a problem.
Right. Far Cry 5 is at least fatal, and that has more content than Sea of Thieves is ever going to have.
Far Cry 5.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. I'm not disagreeing with you, dude. How many times do I have to fucking repeat myself? I acknowledge the fact of
more time
of content.
8 more times.
What part do I have to constantly keep drilling that into people's fucking heads, man?
Oh no, you said
8 more times.
You said light on content.
I said it's light, and that's what it is. It's light. Extremely
you got 8 more times to go there.
Extremely light.
You're gonna have 8 more times before the show is over.
All right, guys, listen.
Oh, I know it will happen.
We're gonna get all Sea of Thieves. All I can say is that it needs some work. Those who are enjoying it, go ahead and enjoy it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Okay, and that I think it has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
okay, with the other stuff that they add. Okay, it does have a lot of potential, but we're gonna move on. Okay, somebody in the chat wanted to know about if anybody knows anything about Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. I'm so excited.
It's coming. That's all I know about it.
I'll be waiting for the Switch version.
I've already been playing the Japanese version. It's very good.
Getting on the Switch.
Bumper boats. That'll be awesome.
Okay. All right. So I hope you guys got your answer there. All right. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Okay. Now.
Yep.
The next topic is, and then of course we got one more after that, and then we're gonna open the floor in case anybody has any topics to bring up, like we always do. Okay. Did anyone here get Far Cry 5 here? The reason I'm asking is I saw a live stream from Hardy playing it, and from what I saw, it doesn't look that good in my opinion. From what I saw from just the stream, did anybody get it? And can you tell me more about it? Is it a good game? Does it look good? Is it bad?
I got it.
It's a lot of fun.
Can I just say something? If ever you're enjoying the game, it's cool. But another Far Cry. How many Far Cries are we gonna get, man?
Towers?
They did take towers out, though. They took towers out.
Yeah, they did. I'll give them props for that. And I like that little inside joke they added to as well.
They removed the
the joke was funny as hell.
That was genius. That was genius.
Yeah, so I'm like 20 hours into it, man. It's like you guys said, it's another Far Cry game. I'm not really a huge fan of the Far Cry series, but the content, the games that are out right now are not light, but there's not too much out there. So I thought I actually picked up through Redbox. So I'm just trying this shit out. But it's about 20 hours in, and there's a lot to do. A lot of vehicles to drive, a lot of helicopters to drive. All the wildlife's there. I got attacked by a snake, a turkey, a bear. Weapons. There's a good perk system. There's a good. I like the way they have the map spread out. So
you say you got attacked by a damn turkey?
Turkey, yeah. But I do like how they have the map laid out. There's 3 different regions, three big bosses you got to take out, and you got to take out each region and liberate each region. And the way they have it set up is to where you can do these things any order you want to. So there is a main story, but the story isn't. It's however you want to do it. So you can do all the side missions first, you can go through all the story first. However you want to do it, it's completely up to you. And the story so far, it's not the best story ever, but it's interesting enough to keep you engaged. The main villain's pretty cool. Something Seed, or whatever his name is. Something
Crazy Seed,
something Seed, yeah. But he's pretty interesting. The story, for the most part, is pretty interesting. I don't like this whole. I don't know why they keep doing this whole hallucinogenic thing. If you guys have played it so far.
Oh yeah,
It's gas. You gotta avoid flowers.
Game has
that. I'm not a big fan of that shit. But yeah, for the most part, so far, I'm still feeling up. It equates to so far another Far Cry game. Though.
It actually reminds me a lot of
Wildlands. Is it worth the money to buy to play?
I mean, it is, but I'd really
if you have time to play it, I would, because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're not playing,
I like that it's in the States this time. I like that it's in the States.
Yeah,
that was one of my reasons for picking it up this time again.
Yeah, see, I always thought when I first saw the trailers and everything, the gameplay, I thought they were like white supremacists, but
oh no, they were a religious cult.
Religious cult, yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta think about it. The main villain is like he makes Jim Jones look like an altar boy.
Yeah.
Did anybody take out that statue yet?
Yeah,
no, not yet.
That was pretty cool.
Far Cry always has like some of the best villains.
Yeah, I do like the villain.
Oh, the villain from Part 3 is my favorite.
Yeah, but I'd say like if you're playing something else right now, it's not like you have to play it right now, Titanfall, in my opinion. I mean, if you really want to, you can wait for it. But as far as what's out right now, yeah, it's one of the best games in my opinion that are out right now to play, like in new releases.
Except for
I want to know if it's worth me picking it up.
I think so.
It's plenty of content. I'm like 20 hours in. I'm nowhere near being anywhere done.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of content.
See, I asked you guys on the podcast because you guys are real gamers. I'm not going to go ask nobody else. And you guys always tell me the truth. So if you think it's worth picking up, I'll look at it and check it out.
I've been playing it a lot. So.
But here's the thing, for instance, like, hey.
Oh, you bought
it? Yeah, unfortunate.
Aren't you guys tired of the formula at all, though? Like, I love the previous games, but
that's what I said, though. Yeah, I said, it's same. It's basically the same old Far Cry.
I gotta dust off my PS4. Holy shit!
New spin on a new environment,
I think what it is with me is like it took all the best things about that previous Far Cries and put them in one game.
Yeah, it really did.
That's my problem with the Ubisoft games, though. Is like it's great that they perfected these formulas, but at the same time, it just feels like a checklist of things that they've done to make the game. Like let's put this in there, let's put this in there.
Well, I mean, to be quite honest, there's not really much more you can do with an open world game.
There's a lot to do,
like that hasn't been done already. I mean, it's either. At this point, they just got to make an interesting story to be able to keep you, there to do the same thing. Because every open world is pretty much the same.
Well, you say that, but I mean, we did just have Breath of the Wild last year that showed us that we could still shake up the formula. Even if
I hated Breath of the Wild.
Exactly, you might not like everything.
Yeah, I hated Breath of the Wild.
You might not have liked it.
Let's put it this way.
Okay, Rambo, let me ask you a question, dude.
I hate
everything. You're not a fan. You're not a fan.
I hate Nintendo.
Oh, fair enough. But as far as the Zelda game, because I agree with you on that statement, I think Breath of the Wild is one of the most.
I didn't like
it. It's a step in the wrong direction as far as the way I want to see Zelda go, in my opinion, and I get why people love it, whatever the case may be. But like, what makes Zelda so special to me is the fact that like I like having that linear story that where you have to go to a certain place, but you have a meaning to go in that place.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Whereas Breath of the Wild, just like fuck you, go wherever you want to go.
Breath of the Wild is game of the generation, man. That game is amazing.
Man, get the fuck out.
I like that.
Our opinions are good for a reason.
No, it must have been for a reason. And like I said, congrats to Nintendo, man. I'm not taking anything away from that, dude. Like I said, me personally, man, it's not. I'll definitely play it when I get the Switch, bitch. But at the end of the day, fucking like, I can tell you one thing right now, it's going to be right next to Twilight Princess as being my least favorite Zelda games of all time.
That's fair enough. My only point with that
Yeah.
was saying that, you know, even if you didn't like what they did with that game, you got to admit they did do something.
Yeah, they did something different. Yeah, I agree with that.
Formula.
I agree with that. Yeah.
We can still innovate the open world formula without just checking off boxes.
Yes, absolutely. What did they do that was so different, though?
You can go anywhere you look at on the map.
Like Skyrim?
Yeah, like Skyrim.
Oh god, don't talk about that shit.
You can't actually in Sky. You can't actually go anywhere in Skyrim.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can go anywhere you can see.
I haven't been held back once. But anyway.
Maybe been held back once.
How we get back to Skyrim?
Yeah, no. She's right. We're like way off topic.
Go back to the Far Cry 5 thing, though. How do you guys? I have one complaint so far about the game. I'm not a big fan of the driving in the game.
Well, yeah, Ubisoft doesn't know how to do
the driving in that game is a little clunky, but it's
Ubisoft
doable.
has never really been good at driving mechanics.
No, they've not. No, not at all.
All right, that's my one question. I think the soundtrack's good too. It's got a good soundtrack in that game so far.
Yeah, you find.
Yeah, that soundtrack's real good.
But
that's actually very important to me that when they have good soundtracks in the game. I like that. I don't like that boring ass shit where sometimes you get a game and you're like, oh, I got to turn this shit down because it's just like it doesn't even fit the game.
Oh, no, it definitely fits the game. It's like that backwoods, you know.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, I like that. I like that in the game. I definitely like that in the game.
Oh, I heard rumors, man, that VR support for PlayStation for No Man's Sky is coming. I heard.
Yeah, I thought that was already out.
There's a rumor, but it's not. It hasn't been.
Though?
I don't think it's been
It hasn't
confirmed.
been confirmed. No, it's just been rumored because of the
Another
fact
lie.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think.
No, that would be cool. I don't think it is either.
I thought that was already out. I didn't know they
Why,
were
though,
still a
bro?
rumor right now.
No, there's never been anything saying that that there was ever going to be any VR in No Man's Sky. So I mean, but this is just a rumor that popped up now.
We're back to No Man's Sky again.
No. Just throwing it out there.
You gotta think that's fatal there.
I think that was a community asking for that.
Oh, okay.
No. What it was that there was a cryptic message that came out via the Awakened Titan ARG that when people deciphered it, it said the word Morpheus. And then everybody spiraled out of control because of the word Morpheus. And everybody thought that it was alluding to what Project Morpheus was when PSVR was being developed and shit.
Yeah.
But see, that's the problem we got with these people that watch stuff. They don't understand what people are talking about. They can't discern what somebody says at all. And they probably don't even know what the word discern means. So I shouldn't even said that because you know how many retards we got in this fucking community. They don't understand. They can't comprehend shit. They really can't. And they take something and they say, oh, well, they don't even look up the word. They'll just say, oh, I guess they mean this, right? It's the best thing ever. Come on.
Exactly.
You still gotta get
You know
PSVR.
that's what happens. You know that's what happens.
Yeah, get that shit ASAP.
Huh?
I love VR.
PSVR. They don't gotta get it.
Oh, I know, dude. I know. Trust me. Believe me. I know.
It's not a price drop. You should get
feel
it.
you.
But you know why he's
It's
getting
not over
it?
here in Canada.
He's not
It's
getting
over
it for
here in Canada.
games. He's not getting VR for. He's getting it for something else.
Hey.
Yeah, did you hear about the price up on the VR?
$300,
All
right?
right, so Bear, what are you getting VR for if you're not getting it for games?
Yeah, that's for me to know, and you never find it.
He's getting it for them.
Porn.
He's getting it for them anime titties. We all know that, all right?
No. Hell no.
Hey, what's it
Hell
called?
no. I don't watch no goddamn anime. Fucking goddamn TV. Fuck that.
What's it?
Moss?
Senran Kagura.
Yeah, Senator Kagura.
Yeah, they got VR form where you can look at the girls.
Yes, they do.
No.
Not that you know anything.
I want to fuck with VR for fucking.
But yeah,
my porn.
Just be honest, man.
Porn VR in my fucking life.
Just be honest. No one will care. No, just be honest.
Yeah, well, I want to do VR porn.
That's the only thing I got my PC for.
You do know you have to actually download a file onto your PlayStation and then actually put the VR porn onto a thumb drive, plug that into your PlayStation, then you can actually watch it.
That was worth it for me, buddy. It's worth it for me.
I think.
It's a lot of work.
I think.
Why are we having this conversation? God damn it!
I think Sea of Thieves would be a lot better than VR.
You brought it up.
You know what?
Hey,
You're right.
Yeah, at
CJ's
least
VR would be tight.
I think it would. Sail on the boat and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, speaking of Sea of Thieves, it outsold Nino Kuni 2 in the UK. Ouch.
Oh shit!
Again, like
I got no response to that.
People got exposed, especially all the people in the crowd cheering.
I
it up.
have. I'm not going to open my mouth
who
on
got
that one.
who got exposed on the Nino Kuni thing?
No, because all these people were cheering for it when it got announced in the crowd. Man. That's kind of bad.
Well, I bought it, but
Damn,
I
dude, it's good. It's good.
No.
It's not as good as the first one, but it's still good.
Thank you. You're the only one that's been saying that. Everybody.
a lot of people though bought the game. I mean, I know a lot of people that at least on my friends on Twitter, they bought it all digital because most of us are digital.
So we
I
all
still can't go
Grandma
all
got no more
digital
room to
yet.
buy
Man.
physicals.
I can't go all digital yet. I'm sorry. I can't
I'm
do
all
it.
digital on. I'm all digital on
I-
everything. I have like 1,500 games on the PlayStation platform, and then about 600 games.
1,500.
Yeah, between PlayStation 3, Vita, and 4.
God damn.
Yeah,
I
can
have
see that.
700 just on the PS4.
Well, he can't buy physicals. He has no room.
Yeah,
Rambo actually
Well, he
had
said
it.
that.
I'm
I
mostly
used to have. I used to actually have every physical release worldwide for the first 3 or 4 years of the
Check his channel. He had the videos of all his collections. It was a
Yeah, it
huge
was like it was
collection.
close to 700 games, 700 physical games behind it.
Yeah, I'm mostly physical.
He got a lot.
I got a lot
And
of
it's one
PS4
thing I'm not gonna lie. Rambo's got a lot of games. He got a lot. Like me. It's hard for me. I don't have no more room. I mean, I got. Put it this way. Just to start, I got two cases that are floor to ceiling that are full. I have extra dressers that they're just loaded in. I got totes that they're loaded in. I have no place to put them.
When you start selling those, I want the first links.
Better go to IKEA and get them bookcases.
Yeah, no kidding.
You probably got
Stack
some
'em on
goddamn,
I got no IKEA near me.
you probably got some goddamn gems, Titanfall.
No, you can just go to Walmart. They have they have bookshelves and stuff over there. You can go to Walmart, man.
But I ain't got no more wall shelf. I ain't got no more
You got no
wall
wall space? Shit.
I ain't got shit.
Well, you have to
I got one room I could probably store shit in. I do got one room that it's a small room that I could probably put a lot of collection in there, but that only has like a desk and stuff in it, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm running out of room. I mean,
start knocking some walls down or something over there. You're gonna have to do something.
Hey, so
all right, then help me hit the lot. You come down, knock the walls, and build it, and I'll do it.
Hey, so just real quick though, so we're all on the general consensus that Far Cry 5 is all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's better than 4.
Well, that's not really saying much.
Yeah,
No,
I
but I actually
Anything
liked
is better
Pagan
than
Min. I thought Pagan Min was one of their best antagonists.
Yeah, that I'll agree with, but that doesn't mean the game itself.
I was a little
no.
I was a little weary after I played Primal. I was like, I'm never buying another Far Cry game again. But
yeah, Primal was okay.
Primal was a change. I kind of enjoyed that because it was actually just a change.
Primal didn't interest me.
No, it was boring as hell, bro. It was cool. Like the mechanic with the animals was cool at first.
It was a good idea. It was a good idea. That's all I'm
It
saying.
wore off quick with the animals.
Yeah, that didn't interest me at all. Watching it when they revealed it, watching people play it, it didn't interest me at all. Usually, I get some kind of feeling to where, hey, maybe I need to try this.
Oh yeah.
Watching that one, I just didn't get that feeling.
It was an interesting concept, but it just didn't go over too well.
Yeah.
But
All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna open the floor. Okay. Now, I know we were talking a lot about games, but okay, so let's take a break from just right now for a moment. From current gaming, because as much as I love talking about gaming news, you all know I do that because I run my mouth. I also love to remember how gaming got to where it is right now. Okay, and a lot of people don't do this. Okay. You know, I have a lot of consoles. I put them up there. Everybody saw my collections. I have a lot of consoles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a lot of games. So my question to the panel is, and I'll answer the questions before you guys get started. What console actually made you become a gamer? And what games do you remember the most that had some of the biggest impacts on you as a gamer? Now, for me, I'm going to say probably originally it was the PS2. There's a lot of games I can name, Okay. But Genji was one. God of War, Soulcom, Devil May Cry. Those are just a couple off the top of my head that I'm gonna say, you know, got me crazy, and then I just wanted the game. I mean, it was just like, having fun. You know what I'm saying? What about you guys? Who wants to start and go on with what
since I'm like I think the oldest here. Like the system I started on was Pong. When you actually had to put the stuff on your screen.
Damn.
To change it from tennis to basketball and all that shit.
The Odyssey,
right?
And then let's see. I like Pitfall with Atari. Dig Dug, and then you had like Pac-Man. And Pac-Man is really what got me like hooked because it gave me a time to, especially at the arcade, to spend time with my dad. And then like just the kind of the competition between us two on that like grew me into like going on to the next game. I've been a gamer ever since.
Okay.
Shit.
I'll go next.
What about you, Frozen?
I'm gonna say a different answer. I started on the Game Boy Color.
You stole mine.
Handhelds, man. That's probably one of my love for the Switch. I just love handhelds. I love portables. Pokemon. That's all I played.
Hey, you stole mine. Yep.
Pokemon and Bomberman Quest. Those two
Hell yeah,
games were,
Bomberman Quest.
Those two games were like, and just I would just spend hours playing that. Take it with me. You would have. There was no light on the Game Boy Color, so you would always need to be next to a lamp. That was annoying.
Or the book light. Remember the little book light you plug in?
Oh, I didn't get that. I used a flashlight. I would hold a flashlight. I
remember like if you're riding the back of your parents' car, man, you used to have to wait for the street light to.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was with the original Game Boy. You just be like riding down the road waiting for that street light.
The color too, because the color wasn't back then either.
Oh yeah, see, I never had the color, but I had the original Game Boy, and I remember just riding down the road going, "Okay, hurry."
That goddamn that was a brick, right?
We would store the AA batteries in the freezer because that was said that to keep them better.
Oh yeah. There were no batteries in any remotes in my house. My parents were pissed.
We would take the batteries out of everything just for the Game Boy.
Fatal, what about you?
I have way too many.
Oh, here we go. Fatal, 20 minutes.
What got you started? What was the one that got you started?
Here we go.
20-minute story.
I'm not gonna give you. You know what, man? Fuck this question. Move on. Give somebody else.
No, you're gonna answer.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Fatal. I got a lot.
It's hard for me because I was exposed to so much fucking different ways of gaming, from like Commodore to PC, Nintendo, Sega, Mega Drive, and so it's hard for me to pinpoint just one game.
I've seen the rise and fall and rise again of gaming.
I'll say right. Yeah, I was there. I was for that wild ride, dude.
But see, I still want you to give your opinion on, like you said, you had multitude. That's good. Some people didn't have multitude. So
one game that really that spoke to me a lot that I'll never ever forget this game is old Dutchman's Mine on PC DOS. That was a game that really got me into like gaming outside from Doom and Wolfenstein and Rise of the Triad and whatever you want to call it. But what really got me more into the whole entire competitive scene, though, when it does come to gaming, though, was Unreal Tournament. Which is why I'm so harsh on modern shooters, because most modern shooter games are fucking shit compared to fucking you know what I mean? But at the same time, like Unreal Tournament and Quake being those Twitch shooters, man, like I've always seen those as being like the only way to play shooter games online.
Unreal 04 was like my childhood.
Unreal 04, that game was tears of joy. But from way back then, though, man, like Old Dutchman Mine was definitely one game. Goblins was another one. Mario for platformers, not Duck Hunt because fuck that dog. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much basically about it. Moving on.
Hey, what about you, Craig?
For me, it was the Ultimate games. I like those. It's a PC game called Heroes Quest. That actually was the first game that allowed you to save your character and port it over. Dr. J and Larry Bird, that's the first EA game I've ever purchased. First 20 or 25 employees on the back of that if you got that game. So that was it for me. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Police Quest, like I said, the Heroes Quest.
Yeah, I remember those games.
King's Quest, man. King's Quest and Police Quest, bro. SWAT.
Larry.
Yeah. Those are all Sierra. Those are all Sierra games, and
Sierra
that's one of the
shit.
first and that's one of the first companies that I bought stock in. And that's when I started learning how to buy. Like,
Sierra was like the Naughty Dog of PC back then.
Yeah,
like
they made all
fucking amazing with content, dude.
My nipples. Console was pretty much. I went to the Sega Genesis and
cheater,
okay.
fucking cheater.
I love the Genesis.
Yeah, I do too as well. Streets of Rage for the win, dude.
Oh yeah, it was
hell yeah, Streets of Rage.
Once Sega came out, I kind of left Nintendo behind and I went from Sega and on up from there. But.
I had both, and I had both.
I had both. I had both. I just never played the Nintendo after the NES because I just didn't care. My parents bought it for me, but I just never really cared for their games.
Blast processing, bro.
I was such a huge SNES fanboy back in the day. I missed out on so many good Genesis games, dude.
Damn, Genesis, man, I loved the Genesis back then. Man.
eSWAT was another one that also pushed me over the edge with gaming.
Oh, you never Techno Cop?
Yeah,
how violent it was.
What was fucking amazing on the Genesis, dude.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Sinister?
Pretty much like the second oldest. I know like the Atari 2600 and the arcade days because it was based on my brother. He got me in the game because he started with the Pac-Mans and
Waka waka.
Yep.
Actually, I can agree with you because my brother was taking me to the arcade when they started phasing them out. I was a little bit older than me. Yeah, he was older than me, so he helped me with that shit.
Because just during the 80s, it was like most of the time we was out, we was always at the arcade. That like I said, Pac-Man, the Tempest, and of course, living overseas and stuff like that. Everybody in the neighborhood had an Atari, so we just played so many cool games on there. But as far as like moving on, of course, up until the 16-bit era, of course, the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, the real console war, stuff like that during those heydays, I enjoyed Mortal Kombat on the Genesis, and then I got the Super Nintendo version when MK2 came out, and I was so happy they put all the blood and fatalities in, and I was like, that's what Super Nintendo learned their lesson and stuff like that.
It's okay. Mortal Kombat 2 was way better than Mortal Kombat 1 anyways.
No, I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But see,
had the best story too.
Yeah, but just during the 90s, man, I was just like a fighting game fiend. Just like with the Mortal Kombat series, the Street Fighters,
then Killer Instinct dropped and it changed the fucking game.
The arcades were the reason why. The arcades were the reason why I'm an Achievement Hunter and Trophy Hunter now.
Yeah,
trying to get your name at the top of the leaderboard.
Think about it. The Samurai Showdown series, the Fatal Fury series, World Heroes. Just like SNK, man, they were pumping fighters out like crazy. Same with Capcom with Darkstar. It's like the Street Fighter with movie monsters.
Oops. Yep.
Y'all can see that real quick. See that shit?
Yo, J-Way, speak to my language, son.
With the rare logo? With the rare logo on it?
Yeah, logo. Black cartridge.
No, you guys remember the infamous Konami load, fucking at the beginning of every Konami game back then when you would play Sunset Riders and shit?
Yeah.
Or Turtles in Time? Oh, I missed that. Konami, what the fuck? Where did you go wrong, man? God damn, Konami. What the fuck?
Konami code even worked on the arcade version of Contra.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Hey, Xbox-tacular, I don't know. We're not all avoiding or neglecting the Xbox, but all of us were probably born before the Xbox ever and started gaming before the Xbox even was thought of.
Yep.
So that's what made us a gamer is stuff back then, not this.
That's what I said. That's why I'm like Fatal.
Yeah, but Rambo, do me a favor, don't address that jackass.
Okay,
because no, the reason I'm asking, I'm telling you, he's a troll. He really don't play games. He's somebody else.
Right. Well,
and I already know who the motherfucker is coming in here acting stupid.
Yo, hey, Rambo, did you ever play Rise the Triad on PC back in the day, bro?
Rise the Triad's my favorite of those.
Yo, when you get the God power and all you hear is you're just throwing those God light powers at motherfuckers and they just disintegrate. It was so satisfying back then, man.
What we need now though is and I thought that NBA game that was going to be it, but we need NBA Jam back.
Yes,
he's on fire.
Yeah,
they brought it back, didn't they?
No. That game that game that we all thought was gonna be like it ain't nothing like it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it sucked, man. It pissed me off after buying it, man. I was mad.
Yeah. That game was fucking, as OBJ would say,
trash, man. Yeah.
We could talk about more of the other games. Let's see what everybody else got to
Oh,
say.
yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, then we'll go through. You guys can keep talking about the games that you love so much. Because you know what? People need to hear. I think people need to hear one, because they can know where we come from, and two, that they can understand that we know what we're fucking talking about when it comes to games.
Yes, sir.
I thought this was a good subject. Okay.
Y'all ever play Marble Madness?
Yeah.
Rambo, did I just say, wait a second, Rambo?
Don't forget old Temple
Motherfucker be trolling Titanfall here.
All right, Jay Wags, what about you?
All right, so I'll make it a little bit shorter here, but probably my fondest memory ever of gaming is I remember it was Christmas time. I saw commercials. I wanted a Game Boy Color forever, and I came out that morning to the Christmas tree, and there's a Game Boy Color sitting there and a copy of Pokemon Red. And I was stuck on that forever. Then Gold and Silver. I remember I used to go around our neighborhood and beat kids with the link cable. If you guys remember the link cables and shit, trading and battling. That was like that's probably my favorite. Like
clear Game Boy, or did you get the purple one?
I had the purple transparent one.
Yes, you needed that one to be cool.
Yep. I had that one and I had a green one because the other one broke. But I love the Game Boy Color, man.
That one to be cool. What the fuck, bro?
probably like my main, like, cause I'm a 90s kid, so like my two big first systems were PS1 and N64. Now my uncle got me into gaming. He had a Super Nintendo. I played all the classics on there. Sega Genesis, he had all that stuff. I was playing Paperboy, all them great games like that. But PS1, I remember the first real awe moment for me in gaming ever is when I first got introduced to like voice acting and just storytelling. And I'm a huge horror fan. The first Resident Evil, when I played that on PS1,
look, Chris,
I was godsmacked by that dude. Like,
yeah, we all
was a Jill sandwich.
And then N64, GoldenEye 007. That's what really introduced me to.
Oh, that game.
There were so many nights, man, with my buddy's house, and we lost a lot of friends over games 007.
Halo had that same impact too, as well, where you had like those
games. Yeah, Halo's a good one too, but like I said, Halo came way later. But probably
but it still technically counts. It's still technically retro, so it's.
PS1 is probably my favorite system of all time. That's because the time I grew up in. But I have a plethora of physical copy games for that. But remember like the first Metal Gear, Siphon Filter, Spider-Man, games like that were just awesome. But my favorite of all time, though, still my best memories are Game Boy Color.
Okay. What about you, Fizz?
Yeah. Hey, well, before I begin on my tirade, I just want to say that Rise of the Triad is better than Wolfenstein and Duke Nukem. Sorry, not sorry. It's just true.
Yo, I agree. I agree.
No, but so I'm the youngest on the podcast. So I luckily, I mean, not luckily, but unfortunately didn't have the, didn't grow up around the same time as you guys did. So I had to go back and play a lot of the older titles and experience it, later on in life. So what really got me into gaming, like the first system I owned by myself, right, was the original Xbox. The Halo 1 was actually the first game that I played like actually by myself. Before that, I would always just watch my dad play, like, Final Fantasy 7 and, stuff like that.
Ew.
I was always into games, but I was little, so I didn't get a chance to play. So Halo 1 was the first game I ever played. Then I had my Xbox. The first online game I played was Halo 2, Mech Assaults, stuff like that back in the early days of Xbox Live. Games like Psychonauts and Jedi Academy and Brute Force and Jade Empire,
Dark Forces.
Crimson Sky. These games all really shaped and melded my taste in gaming going forward. And so then when I did get a PS2, and I played, stuff like Final Fantasy X and, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, all these games that, I was able to then go forward with. I got to give it to, as much as I hate to say it, because that Xbox guy is in the chat right now watching all this, as much as I hate to say it, I got to give it to the original Xbox for really cementing my taste in games and knowing what I want going forward. That way I could, that's what really built my gaming taste, my because then I was able to move on to other things. And I was able to do PC gaming with, Rise of the Triad and Counter-Strike and, all that shit later on. And Unreal Tournament, we already talked about it briefly. 04 was like my life. So
that game was so good.
It was pretty much all because of the original Xbox for me.
Oh, okay. Well, just to let you guys know, I'm talking to you, but I'm also playing Mega Man 2 right now. I'm about ready to beat woman. I'm about ready to beat it. So, yeah. But anyway, let's move on to Cortavius. What about you?
That game is so good.
So many things.
Yes. Fuck you, J-Wags.
I guess I wanted. I guess Nintendo and Sega started it off for me. They gave me the interest to with Mario and Sonic.
Okay.
Sega mostly. My favorite game, the one that locked me in on Sega was Contra Hard Course, even though that was on both systems. But Contra Hard Course was really that game that locked me in.
Hardcore.
Yeah, and then as I got older, PlayStation locked it in for me with Tenchu, the first one, and
yes,
Rival Schools. And I was talking to you. I was talking to you about that.
Rival Schools needs to come back, but
they need to remaster the first one.
But
the
do
second one was okay.
Do not let them create another one because they will mess it up.
Yeah. The second one was okay, but that first one was perfect.
The best.
I remember. I remember me and my homeboys couldn't pronounce their names, so we named them baseball players.
That's true.
The school teacher, the football player. And they used to whoop my butt so bad in that game that I took it home. I maxed the hardness level. I think it was like 16 stars. And I stayed in the house all night until I beat that game. And after that, none of them could touch me.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. PS2 years, it was all freaking Legend of Legaia 2.
Yes. There's actually too many on PS2 to name.
Musashi 2. All of that. But what really locked it in was when I got in the Army in the 360 days, I could keep in contact with my homeboys back home and still play games with them. And even when I got out of the Army, that Xbox really locked in a lot of those relationships I had with people that I met over the years when I was in the Army. And even to this day, we still play the game. So Microsoft really locked me into it. They locked me into it with Gears and Halo.
Yeah, man. Xbox Live was the shit when it first came out.
Yeah. And Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah. 1 and 2.
Really
1 and 2.
Those are real games from Ubisoft right there, man. Not the stuff we get.
Yeah, back when Ghost Recon was Ghost Recon, and Rainbow Six was fucking Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
It sounded dirty, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Well, Cortavius, I will say one thing. I thank you for your 19 years of service. I appreciate it. You kept us safe.
Yes, sir.
I salute you.
Hey, Cortavius, how did you do it?
What do you mean?
Is that 19 active?
I can't hear you.
Is that 19 active?
No, I'm not active. Yeah, I was active
for 19 years.
No. I was only in for 11 years. I got out in 2016. I couldn't do it no more, man. My body was hurting, and I got custody of my daughter, and I ain't want to. They already had us scheduled for 2 more deployments, and I wasn't having that. I wasn't having that.
I did 4, bros. I'm out of here.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
I couldn't take it no more. Yeah, but thanks to you, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you too.
I have to do that because I appreciate the soldiers. I mean, not to get off subject because one more person to go, but I like to watch Steve Harvey, okay? And we were watching like the kids, and there's this little boy who actually goes around getting donations, and he goes to all the veterans that are back home that don't get treated the way they're supposed to, and he gives out gift bags to all of them. The kid's 6 years old.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was cool. He had me in tears last night, and he had veterans in tears. That kid was cool as hell.
Painkiller on PC. Not talking my language.
Cortavius, man, real quick. She brought up Family Feud. You see that one episode, man? It was a big meme for a while.
I didn't bring up Family Feud.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. No, yeah. it was a little big.
But I'm saying like there's a Family Feud thing where they had this guy in there. He's in his ASUs, and he was a specialist.
Oh, I've seen that episode. I've seen that episode.
Yeah. Oh, he was like,
and I was like,
yeah, he's like, thank you for your service, sir. How long have you been? He's like 18 years, Steve. I was like, God damn, 18 years.
Oh my God, yeah, he had to be like National Guard. Because them the only ones that, them the only ones.
No way. He had to get in trouble or something.
He had to. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
Steve Harvey did do that. Steve Harvey did do that. I forgot that one.
Ooh. Yeah. I was like, ooh.
Well, we're gonna move on.
Dude.
We're gonna move on to Wolflow. What about you, Wolflow?
All right, so I played a lot of different types of games over the years, and I started out on the Atari and DOS days. We actually had a DOS computer.
DOS.
Played a bunch of that.
I miss DOS, man.
Level.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But then what really had the most impact, probably, or at least the second most, would be the Super Nintendo, which, like, the games that resonated with me the most was always the JRPGs, like Final Fantasy, the fucking Secret of Mana. I hate it. I mean, the first party titles were awesome too, but it's those JRPGs that really stuck with me over the years.
Yes, dude.
Taking it to the PlayStation era, I had like the Final Fantasy Tactics and Legend of Dragoon, but then
I forgot about Tactics. Tactics was a lovely game.
Those games are great, but unfortunately, we will never see games like that again.
Yeah, but they're giving us another Kingdom Hearts. God damn it!
I still have it on my computer.
Well, what game really impacted me the most, hooked me, and took me away from a lot of the games there was RPG online, and I've not been used to anything like that.
How was that?
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Somebody's way
I
back.
can't hear you, Wolflow.
No, Cortavius' microphone has got like some static or something like that. That's what we can't.
No, that was someone else.
My bad. Is it good now? Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, my bad.
Hey, real quick,
man, like that game, you could set up your party, and there was like there was thousands of different skill combinations. It was endless. So it was coming up with new ideas to try and take the battle in your favor, and like every step of the way, it was just like a challenge from one step to the other. You're always challenged, and in every single way. So that took me to new heights, and I wish there was another game that could do that for me, but it hasn't come along. But and then it continued to Skate 3, where you could actually design your own parks, and that just brought a whole new world of games to me. I've designed so many parks in that game.
Like Tony Hawk, yeah.
Fucking tribes, dude. Oh my Christ.
Hey, Theo, man. I was gonna say it's a shame that Super Nintendo never released in Canada, bro. It's a shame.
What the hell are you talking about? Shut the fuck up, man.
I just gotta say something real quick. Jordan, you send me one more fucking video. I'm telling you, I'm gonna report your ass. All right, you're stalking now. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yes, Jordan, please leave me the fuck alone too, as well, please.
Telling you, hit that button, man. That works.
You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna have to block his ass everywhere because I'm not taking this shit. It's fucking annoying now. It's fucking annoying now. I mean, come on now.
Yo, Rambo, man, when you look back at the 90s, right, in like early 2000s and whatever the case may be when it comes to the PC world, man, goddamn, it was fucking rare, no pun intended to rare, but it was rare to fucking like to see console games go to PC and vice versa wise, right? Whereas like now it's like everything is like going back and forth. And it's like, I miss that. I miss that so dearly, man, because I love the fact that PC back then, even though consoles was still in its highlight and more magazines were covering consoles than PC was, PC still had that fine tuning of an actual identity. And well, don't get me wrong, that identity is still there. It's just mainly like ignored by the majority of the actual PC gamers nowadays. You know what I mean? Like I was surprised to see like Divinity Original Sin 2 fucking get that well received. You know what I mean? And like that's a game right there that's like, dude, this game belongs on PC. You know what I mean? Because it's like a homage to like Baldur's Gate and like Nights and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, but back then though, it's like I would sit there and play games like Ripper or fucking Phantasmagoria or Goblins, and or tribes for that matter when it came to online gaming and shit like that too as well. And like when I would tell my friends, like, what the fuck is that, dude? Never heard of that game before. And it was just, but at the time, it was funny because a lot of the games that we would play was mainly on consoles. Not many people really fucked with PC gaming, but like people did, like they were like blown away on like how much unique shit was on that fucking. On that
it was always. I mean,
they
always had like a ton of games on there that like you never like unless you played it, you've never seen them because they they were like today, like where they were back and forth. But back then, they had the consoles didn't have like they were. Playing on cartridges and shit like that. So, and then when they went to CDs and shit, they were playing on like, I forgot what that kind of like that PC like hardware is that they have, but it doesn't have enough to actually play like the PC games back then. So there was a lot of shit going on. A lot of cool shit going on the PC back then.
Like I remember,
like not so much.
Like before PlayStation brought out like the multiple discs, right? Before the CD era consoles came out to play. Yeah. Like I remember like games like Phantasmagoria being like 6 discs, or fucking or Black Delilah and shit like that being like 7 discs. It was crazy, man. I remember like when I showed my friend like how many discs like Phantasmagoria was, like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen that. And it's like, well, yeah, because like that's, you know what I mean? That wasn't there at the time. PlayStation wasn't out yet when that game got released. But like that game, dude, like when people sit there and say like interactive movies, and this is what kind of like throws me for a loop when they sit there and call like God of War an interactive fucking movie. I'm like, huh? But then I'll show them like, well, like, to me, an interactive movie is something like what say Phantasmagoria is, where like you point around, it's like real actors moving on the screen, even though it looks like shit VGA wise. But that's an interactive movie. You're playing an interactive movie being told to you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like God of War is like it's just an interactive game.
Night Trap is an interactive movie.
Yeah, Night Trap is too as well, and that's another game. And the funny thing is, a lot of people don't even remember that Night Trap is also on PC too.
Yep.
A lot of people don't remember that because of the whole entire ESRB with Mortal Kombat. Because those 2 games is the reason why we have the actual fucking rating board.
That's the reason why the rating system came out was Night Trap and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, man, PC, dude, man. Fuck, man. So many like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
I know what you're talking about though. I know I didn't play it though.
X-Wing versus TIE Fighter was fucking like, man, that's another company. LucasArts, like PC wise, had so many incredible IPs on the PC, like Afterlife. You ever heard of Afterlife?
Oh yeah.
Monkey's Island, dude.
Monkey's Island, yeah, exactly. But Afterlife was probably one of the more obscure ones that came out because it came around the time when like Monkey Island was in its prime. And shit like that, but that's a game like that was one of the coolest, most unique RTS games I've ever fucking played.
Yeah, I miss LucasArts.
Yeah, that shit, dude, man. Like, so many amazing classics on PC that modern PC gamers will never ever fucking blink an eyelash at, dude.
Nope.
They'll never touch it. And it's like, bro, play something like that and compare to what you're playing now, dude. It's fucking night and day. Yeah, sure, the graphics may look like crap with the standards, in today's day and age, but fuck that noise. You get a way better experience than half the shit that you're playing nowadays. Fucking A, dude. Jesus Christ.
Man, a Dissent comment in the chat.
Dissent's making a comeback now, too.
I know. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that to come out, man. Like I remember Dissent, and I remember Forsaken. Remember that was the boxer that had that chick with the tattoo with the cry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to Dissent in a way. And that game was fucking cool, dude. Like that game was dope.
I got a question for you guys. Isn't it nice to go down memory lane and go back to where you came from and remember the real good shit?
Yep.
Man, like games were harder than they are now.
Mainly because they couldn't save this shit.
And you weren't
Yeah, this auto save that these kids have today, man, they don't even know what it was like back then, man.
Well, they're used to the game holding their hand, man.
Yeah,
exactly, absolutely. Another thing at Rambo 2 as well that blows my mind too as well is the fact that right now everybody should be blessed as far as being a modern gamer. Because here's the thing, for us back then, we had no trailers. Unless we got lucky at a video store, we walk into a video store.
The only thing you did you did at a video store, you picked up the box, looked at the back of the box, and was like, okay,
I'll give this a shot, right? Best of all, we had magazines.
You had to look at GamePro to find out about the game.
Magazine
shit. And there was never a guarantee that you were ever going to beat the game. Like
no,
Yep. God of War comes out, you know you're going to be able to beat it. But back then it was like, I'll get it, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to actually get past everything because everything was so fucking hard back then.
I got a good one for you guys if you remember it. I don't know if you guys had a GameCube, but Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
I love that. Yeah, that was also on.
What's the name of it
as well?
That was a good game. Yeah, it was a good game.
Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
Yeah, we actually own that. We
I never played that
one here.
But that's another thing too as well though, Rambo, right? It's like when games like on the PC side had like Baldur's Gate, we had Dark Alliance on PS2 and Xbox and shit like that, dude. Like we had our own distinct versions, and I've always loved that.
Yeah, I wish they do that again.
Yeah, which I really wish. I mean, it's a shame. Well, I know why it will never happen now, but I really wish that was still a common thing. Where like, you know, I mean, like where like you look back at the Genesis, you had Bloodlines and you had Castlevania, Super Castlevania 4 on the SNES. There were 2 different games. So if you own both, you got 2 different fucking Castlevania experiences, dude. And shit like that.
We need that again.
When I grew up, was fucking amazing,
that's
dude.
That's what I was gonna kind of hope that the third parties would do with the Switch is like create their own type of games.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And that's what I was touting for the longest time, dude. Just imagine if Activision were to get like Treyarch to make like Call of Duty, but like make it its own on the Switch.
Yeah, that
would just be. Do you have any idea how fucking amazing that would be for like a diehard Call of Duty fan?
Yep.
To have 2 different versions plus one you can take on the go. Like, come on, dude. That's money in the bank right there for Nintendo and Activision and all that shit. Goddamn. And I really wish it was like that, dude, because I mean, like you had Final Fight on SNES, I had Streets of Rage on Genesis, loved them both.
Oh yeah.
You know? It was such a great time back then. But around like even the Xbox, the original Xbox, like even though we were all laughing at the Xbox One for its lack of games, whatever you want to call it, just look at how many exclusive shit was on that fucking OG Xbox.
Yes.
Man, the exclusives back
what about the 360 even?
Yeah, it had a ton of
for sure.
Both of them did. Both of them did.
And that fucking Duke controller, man.
Oh god.
That Duke controller killed me for the first.
That Duke
Xbox.
controller, when you really know it, somebody said this.
I couldn't do it.
I didn't.
It made sense.
I didn't. I kept my console. I didn't really play it that much because of that damn Duke controller, man. That thing.
I actually never
Dreamcast controller.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it looked like. You look at it now, it looks like just like all it is. It looks like a black redesigned version of the Dreamcast.
Yep, the Dream. Yeah, with that little on it.
And the Dreamcast controller was more comfortable than that. Big
it is. Yeah, I don't understand.
You gotta realize that shit was uncomfortable for me. I got little hands.
Yo,
I cannot understand anybody wanting to go back and spend $70 on that
Dreamcast, dude.
Like, why?
Dreamcast. Oh my god, man! Like respect to Sega for going out with like fucking with that console being their last one. The Dreamcast, dude, was such an incredible fucking piece of hardware for its time.
Nobody will ever beat. It had so many great ones.
Nobody will ever beat the worst controller that's in an N64.
Yo, I actually fucking love that controller, dude. I did at the time. I mean, now not so much. Now
you had to have 3 fucking hands to play it.
You're right.
Yeah. The thing was, I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
Yeah, and I was like, how did it get past production? We're like, didn't somebody go, we only have 2 hands, guys?
Listen, you gotta learn. You know what you gotta do? For those people handicapped and don't have arms, you gotta learn how to use your feet. So
here's the thing, though, Randall. The reason why I was okay with it, because at the time, we didn't have dual analogs right away. At the time, that wasn't until later on that gen when Sony decided to come with the DualShock. So at the time, like I remember when I first got to experience, say, games like GoldenEye, when we were using like the C up, C down, C left, and C right for doing whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't until I played WCW versus NWO Revenge. That game, dude, that game right there, that defined in my love for that fucking controller. Like that controller, like being able to, because like that's a game where like you have to master both, like switching your hand back and forth real quick for the analog stick or into like
yes.
Do certain things, and then like I remember, dude, like that
workout to fucking game.
It was, but when you master that, dude, man, after that point, you just didn't care. You did not give a fuck. I mean, unless you played Mario Party 2 and fucking tore the skin off your fucking hand, but whatever. Thank God it didn't happen to me because I didn't fuck with Mario Party. But the thing of it is, like N64, despite the fact that game lacking in a lot of content, that game had some incredible fucking games for its time. Quest 64 and shit, dude. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, fucking Blast Corps, bro. Rare
Mario Kart
was fucking prime back then.
The rare we have today is not the same rare we had before.
No, because all that talent's gone. All that talent
one thing you guys mentioned, which I thought was great, was that WCW versus the NBL Revenge, where they had the Goldberg, the Hogans, and all those people.
That game, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Scott Steiner.
That game.
Scott Steiner.
That game. Memories, man.
I still got it. I mean, yeah, but WWF No Mercy, man.
That game was good too as well. Yeah, that game was good too as well. They're Sinister, man. Hell yeah. But that were like
games are good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, me personally, the one that I love the most. The one that I fuck with the most as far as wrestling game goes, outside from when the PS2 came around, was fucking SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain.
Yes,
that with Brock Lesnar in the front of the box. That game, dude, man, was probably the most fun game I've ever played in my fucking life.
Yeah,
like that game was like that game, definition of quality.
Yeah, the Raw games on the Xbox were garbage.
I have to give it up. I have to give it up for back in the day for SquareSoft before they merged with Enix.
Oh yeah.
Oh, SquareSoft was king back then, dude, man. Fuck me.
SquareSoft was king with their RPGs. The not Final Fantasy. I wouldn't say Final Fantasy because that was a gimmick.
There's a
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore.
Xenogears. Vagrant Story.
No, Secret of Evermore is probably one of the most underrated fucking SNES classics of all time. I agree with Artificial on that one.
That is true.
That game to me,
some good fucking games.
SquareSoft back then, dude, man, they were unstoppable, dude. Like Enix was around with like Arc Rider and shit.
That's where they went downhill, man.
They were right behind them. Enix, they were right behind them. But Square Enix, when they came out with Vagrant Stories, that RPG there.
No.
It was very it was underrated, but to me that RPG there, so that their thinking process movie style.
My first JRPG that I actually
that whole fucking game.
The first JRPG game that I ever played that popped my JRPG cherry was Lagoon. The very not Bahamut Lagoon or Belmont Lagoon, whatever they want to call it. It's just called Lagoon. And that game, as shitty as that combat was, man, the music in that game was the reason why I kept playing that game. Like I remember putting it on the title screen, right? And the title screen would not have a demo, right? It would just show like a waterfall in the background with the title on the front of it. That was it. But that theme song, dude, I used to sleep to that shit at night when I went to bed when I was a kid.
I screwed that up the other day.
Like I love video game music is like a diehard passion of mine. I fucking love video game music, dude. Like I live for that shit. And I thrive for that shit. But at the same time, it's like that's what bursted my JRPG fucking bubble. And I got into Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy fucking 3 or aka 6, however you want to look at it. Same with fucking 4. But Final Fantasy, it wasn't until I played Final Fantasy 2 is where I really saw that potential of storytelling.
Yeah.
And the way, like, which is why, like, look, and I know I always harp on 7 so much too as well because I love pissing off that fan base. But look, I don't hate 7, far the fuck from it. My thing is though is that I prefer 6 just because the way that it was written, like that to me was like that breakout storytelling game for me.
Fatal, you know what people say? People always say 6 is better, but they never played 6. They're just going off their favorite.
Well, I agree with you on that. But that's the thing. It's like when you look at like when the 3D world came into perspective, right, with PlayStation and 4, I think it was the Saturn, I believe. That's when everything shifted, right? But yet you still had great games like say Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where it had like it was still a 2D side scrolling, but it had 3D elements that were able in the background and stuff, dude. That game, Symphony of the Night, is that game is personally my all-time favorite game in history.
That's one of the greatest all-time games right there. That game right there.
You have any idea how fucking much that game is? I can't even explain it. I can't even explain how my love for Symphony of the Night.
That's like one of the greatest games ever.
Yeah, but there's one thing, Faith. Faith, let me ask you something. Have you ever played the one before, like Rondo of Blood?
Rondo of Blood, yeah, I did play that, and I like the game too as well for what it was. But I like the direction. Craig's got to go, Ren.
Yeah, I gotta run. My food just got here.
All right. Well, you know what? Do a quick outro before you go, Craig.
Oh, that's Craig Harris. Check me out on Twitter, the Messiah of Xbox. I'll have an ampant rant this weekend. Just come check me out. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the panel. Great talk. Good panel.
Thank you, Craig, man.
I just got one question, Craig. Where's my food? You didn't know what I mean, huh?
Huh?
You didn't know what I mean? No food. Where's my food?
I should be there in about 10 minutes.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to post it on Twitter. He's going to post it on Twitter
and tag you in it. Yeah.
He's going to tag you. All right, Craig. I got you.
Have a good one, buddy.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
But I agree with what you're saying though. Frozen, because there is a lot of people that claim like, oh yeah, 6 is fucking amazing, but then when
But
you ask
you know what 7 did that started it? The marketing. Like the way
the marketing was huge for 7, dude.
7
Yeah, dude. And I remember seeing those commercials, but I would like watch like CBC or fucking or like CTV, whatever you want to call it. And I remember seeing like that. Well, it looks like trash now, but like back then it was like state of the art shit, because at the time we'd never seen something like that for like the graphic fidelity of Final Fantasy 7, the CGI. And I remember seeing a trailer like that pop on TV, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then that's when the PlayStation first came out and shit, dude. I remember renting the PS1 back in the day from my local video store. And I remember when I first popped, I remember the very first time when I rented Tomb Raider for the first time, because of course the boobs attracted me. It was day one rent for me. Rented that game, and I remember that very first time. Hey, I'm a guy.
That was your VRs for?
Yeah. But anyways, to be fair, it's the closest I'll ever get to seeing titties close up to my eyes. But anyways, moving on from that, I remember the first fucking day when I sat there and I was messing with my controller, and I was able to do that lift with Laura Croft, which she does the splits upside down.
Oh yeah.
And I remember it's like, dude, how the fuck did I do that? But that was a game when you go back and you replay that game, right? That game, like if you didn't make your mark, you're fucked every time.
Yep.
Like that game was a lot harder than people remember it, man. Because
one slip now, dude,
yeah, it is. It's difficult as shit. But see, going back to the difficulty aspect of things, man, to this given day, people sit there and say like Cuphead was extremely difficult and whatever the case may be. And to be fair, it was.
Yeah, it is.
But like you know, the Dark Souls games, but they're designed that way, right? Whereas like back then, look at a game like Capcom when they were in their fucking prime, when the glory days of Mega Man and shit. Yeah. When Super Ghouls and Ghosts came out, and I bought that, and I remember saving up my allowance for 2 weeks to buy that fucker. That game took me 2 months to finally get through it and beat it in one soul. I didn't do it 2 times back to back. Fuck that noise. But at least I wanted to get at least beat it once under my belt. And I remember the first time I did that, I'll never forget it. That was the best time of my, I'm trying to work as best I can. The best time of my childhood when I beat a game. I never seen myself ever get that excited again.
No, it was an accomplishment.
Yeah, that was an accomplishment in its own right. That was like that real life achievement for beating that game, because not many people to this day will ever beat that game because it's too hard for them.
Like I said back then, I mean, you would buy games and not even know for a fact that you were ever going to beat them. Like I saw so many people saying that, especially about Cuphead, that they were like, when you pay for a game, like you should be able to beat it. Like there's no reason why the developers should make it that hard. I'm like going, man, like you got it so fucking easy,
right? Yeah, like, right.
We were spending money left and right, not knowing if we were ever going to be able to beat that game, and we sure as hell didn't beat the game in 1 week.
But I think it's another thing too, Rainbow thing. I think a lot of people take for granted too is like back then we did do a lot of renting though. Like Blockbuster was huge.
Yeah, there was a hell of a lot.
Yeah, so we use renting as our way to experiment.
Well,
to experiment other games.
When you're young, you don't have, you get one of those cards from those places, and it's cheaper because you didn't have the money to put out.
Yeah. Exactly. People saying that $60 is a lot for games. I mean, they never were alive back in the day. Like, because back in the day it was like $80, and the dollar was worth shit back then.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And you know, Rambo, what you said about the autosave. Remember when we had to leave our systems on?
You were just praying that nothing unplugged it, or the electric didn't go out, or I mean it was
or like freeze. One best example, Rainbow, was Metal Gear Solid, right? Not from the memory slots aspect, but the fact of what that game did from a unique perspective outside of the game. I remember renting that game, and I was like, Meryl's Code, what the fuck is that? And I remember having to go back down to the fucking store, because I remember reading in a PlayStation magazine that I had at the time that you were supposed to look at the back of the case for Meryl's Kodak code. Yep. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
With like Mantis, dude, you had to change or swap out the memory card or the controller port too as well. Like that game was innovative as fuck for its time.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
Eternal Darkness and shit. Like those 2 games blew my fucking mind, because I remember I thought my TV died.
And Nintendo used to have back in the day, like when there were little booklets, like a whole little, like it was almost like a comic book.
Yeah.
It was like a little story thing for the game.
No, here's one for you, Rambo. This is crazy, right? You remember back in the day when you would rent a game and the game would actually still have the instruction booklet?
Oh god, yeah, that was
intact. But you remember you would always flip to that last page where the notes are, and you would always see people write down cheat codes or tips. Yo, I always love that, dude. I've always loved that, dude.
Yeah.
See, now you got the internet for that, but yet the internet will never tell you the truth.
No, like you never know if the thing you're watching is actually a good walkthrough or a good thing or whatever. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because when you watch somebody do, I love when people write down 100% walkthrough on their video, and it's like, bro, you missed something over there.
Yep.
Completely, here's the house is 100% walkthrough. I love seeing that, dude. They're like, oh, it's 100% walkthrough. It's legit.
Yeah, that pisses me off whenever I watch them walk by something.
I'll watch it after I complete a game. I'll watch somebody just to see what they do, and I'm like, and I'll do the same thing you did, Fatal. I'll be like, you just walked past all that shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Wait, you didn't do this. I did that. You didn't do that. You didn't do this. You did. No, turn around, bitch. Come back. And I'm yelling at the TV because these motherfuckers don't know what they're doing.
I can't watch people play games, man. It drives me fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
It does.
I'm a backseat gamer.
I can't watch terrible people play games.
Oh God, no. Oh man.
Yeah, that's the
that pisses me off. Like the way they play.
Kid Smooth along. We picked on him.
I'll give Kid Smooth props.
I'll sit there and get so fucking pissed off. I'm yelling at them through my phone when I'm listening to them or watching them play.
I do that to TV.
I do the same thing. I do the exact same thing.
I do the same thing. Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And somebody will put up a game, right?
And then they'll be like, "Oh man, this game sucks."
Yeah, but I want sometimes they put up a game that I'm looking at, right? And I'm saying, do I want to get this game? And I see him walk up past shit. I said, wait a minute, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and I don't even have the game yet, and I know to do more than what they're doing. I'm like, oh man, forget this. I'm done. I'm just gonna go get my games and forget these people, man. That was like, in the beginning when I was playing games, I did all that shit. But sometimes I watch people, like I said, to fucking see how stupid they are.
Here's one for you. Oh, Jay, by the way, PlayStation, that's another great game. Jay Cocoon, that game was fucking amazing on PS1. So I have a question for you, Jay Wags. Yep. Fucking since you were big on the PlayStation side, you ever play a game that came out early on in the PS1 life cycle, dude, called D?
D.
It's just called D. It was one of the first horror games I've ever played before I played Resident Evil, dude. My love for Resident Evil just sprout out into fucking my passion and desire.
It's called D.
It's called D. It's called D. Yeah. And, the game first came out back on like one of those old school fucking rigidy ass fucking PS1 boxes.
I can't
like a CD cover box.
I might have if I saw a picture. I might have played it, but I don't know.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it for you. Then I'll share a picture for you, dude. Like this game was the first game that I played, man. Like on the PS1, and I was just like, what the fuck?
You talking about D as in dog or B as in boy?
No, D.
D as in dog.
Oh yeah, that's Vampire Hunter D. I played that.
No, not Vampire Hunter D. The game is just called D. It was a 3-disc game. D. And it was a horror game, but it was done by Acclaim. It was published by Acclaim. Here, I'll share my screen. Right now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. This is the game. I'm sure you guys have probably seen this case plenty of times before. Look at my screen. You'll see it. I mean, this is the game I'm talking about. Yeah,
before I never played it.
I never played it though, actually. No.
This game was like a light phantasmagoria for its time, dude. When I first played it, from like,
is that hard to find?
I've seen that like in the store, but I never.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, that game. That game was fucking amazing.
No, like, is that hard to find, bro? Because like I go to a lot of stores and shit. I've never seen it anywhere.
No. I don't know. I mean, it was a real
like retro stores. I gotta look for it.
Yeah, that game was fucking. That game.
I played like all like the old like the Alone in the Darks and all the old shit. No, never heard of D.
Damn.
Huh, it was also on the Saturn and the 3DO.
Yeah.
Yep. That's there you go.
The thing I like about the Saturn is like the better 2D fighter games, but the 2D fighter games on the Saturn were awesome. Like, because I got X-Men, Children of the Atom. I mean, it's so amazing on there.
Yeah. You know, to this day, I'm still mind fucked, man, at the fact that like with all like the Tomb Raider and the Uncharted comparisons, I'm surprised that Activision didn't throw their hat in to make a new redefined version of Pitfall.
Oh God, I wish they would, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I fucking love Pitfall.
Here's a fun fact, man. A lot of people.
I don't think it would work. But
that Activision,
it's not there anymore. Yeah.
No, not entirely true. Because they did. I'll tell you this right now. Did you guys know that the last Pitfall game that got released was on the Wii?
Yeah. So
the game sucked shit.
It was a shit game. Yeah,
it was a shit game. But that was there the Mayon fucking Adventures. I think it was the one that came on the SNES and the Gens. And I think it's also on PC too. That side-scrolling Pitfall game. That game was fucking incredible for its time. That game was so good, dude. Like, I was like, Activision, man, you're sitting on a fucking franchise that was your first game that you created. Like, bring that shit back, man. Like, Pitfall was the shit.
Oh, I loved it, man. I spent hours playing Pitfall.
Oh yeah,
Pitfall
I can tell you
was
that.
fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, like the old school Activision. I tell you another one. This is back during the my Commodore days on the 128.
Oh, Commodore, dude, fucking shit.
Yeah, that's what got me
You guys are all old
like,
as
but
fuck,
anyway, yeah, you remember?
It's not my problem.
Yeah, we're old, man.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like when playing Ghostbusters on the old Commodore, like, yeah, you heard the endless loop of the theme song. Then, of course, David Crane, he worked on it, and then my brother, he could not beat it because he can't get past the Marshmallow Man. I did it. I surpassed him because I beat it on just by pure luck alone. Just like that's like that game.
Let me ask you guys this question real quick. This is an older game thing. My uncle keeps telling me I gotta play some game called the Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail, yes.
Oregon Trail. I used to play that in school.
That was always played at school, man. Yeah.
That was one of like some people call that the first true survival game.
Will I enjoy it?
Yeah.
If you're willing to accept it for what it is, graphically wise,
there you go.
Yeah,
that's how you'll enjoy it.
How can I even play it? I'm sure it's emulated.
Didn't they come out with a remaster for it not too long back on PC on Steam and shit?
Let me check. I'll open it.
Yeah, on Windows. Well, not Windows.
The Oregon Trail, you mean?
It was that was Oregon Trail. It was updated. That was back in 9 when they redid it.
It was
I can't remember. Yeah. Sinister, I have a question for you since you brought up Commodore 64. Did you ever play Friday the 13th on that motherfucker?
No, I didn't.
All right, so check this out.
I have
Friday, okay, not the NES one.
Before that,
this game was entirely different to the SNES one or the NES game. This one here was like a top-down view, shitty looking graphics, whatever the case would be. You couldn't even tell if you were fucking holding an axe or a dick. It doesn't really matter. And now here's the thing. With that game, I'm just throwing that in there for comedic relief. But with that game there, that was the first game that terrified the fuck out of me. I'm sitting there one day in my bedroom, and I'm playing the game, using that old school fucking Commodore, joystick.
Yeah.
With one button. Yeah. And I remember I was sitting there, I'm playing it and shit like that, dude. And I found Jason wearing all black. I'm not trying to be racist here, but he was all black outside from his face. And I'm sitting there, motherfucker, and then he disappears. And I was like, all right, cool. I beat him, right? No, that motherfucker eventually comes back. What he did was, and this is the part that terrified the fuck out of me. I'll never forget this day. I'm sitting there, and next thing you know, fucking all of a sudden the screen goes black, and I hear like this loud old school Commodore scream. And then all of a sudden on my screen is like a guy's head cut off with a fucking knife blade on the side of his, like dug into the side of his head. I never fucking, and I was a kid at the time too as well. I never turned my TV off so fucking fast because I thought my shit was possessed. It terrified me, dude. It scared the fuck out of me. I was like, "Mom, the TV's possessed."
Back then I mean, if you go back and watch them old scary movies or even play them old scary games, like you don't get scared now. But back then, they were able to use what they had to truly scare the shit out of them.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
But nowadays, like everything's so damn predictable. Like I missed back then whenever like they were actually able to surprise you.
Yeah, they were.
That's what I hate about. That's what I hate about horrors and certain movies, because I could sit here and say, okay, well, this is what's going to happen next. You can tell, and I don't like new movies now because you know what's going to happen, and that's fucking annoying.
Yeah, dude, you can tell when someone's getting ready to die, right? Because they'll go off on their own. Like, I'll be right back or some shit like that. Next thing you know, the camera's focused on them. It's like, yeah, this motherfucker's dead.
It's corny. It's corny the way they make movies now. They need to stop that shit. And they say, oh, it takes us millions of dollars to make this movie. Well, it shouldn't have. If we could predict it, shit.
Yeah, bombs at the box, so hoping you get your return on home video. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you find out they put them out. And you know what's funny? They put them out. They'll put them in a theater for like not even 30 days, and then they're on Netflix and Hulu and shit.
I don't know, movies used to take fucking forever to go from theaters to VHS back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take like maybe 1 to 2 years until you finally saw it come out, dude. It's like, what? Now it's like fucking a movie comes out in theaters, it's there for about 6 months, 2 weeks later, boom, it's on DVD and Blu-ray. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool.
They do that to maximize profits now because they found out that whenever they I think a while back they did that with like one movie where it came out like about a month after it left the movie theater.
Yeah.
And I think that movie grossed more on the home theater, on the home side.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, because it was still fresh on everybody's mind, so they started now doing that with every movie.
Which makes sense, and it's definitely a pretty cool way. But like I remember back then, like at my video store, like video store,
you'd have to wait forever. Like
you had to wait forever. And I remember seeing like the new releases, and I would go up and like there used to be like the case of the box, right, and then behind that would be like a plastic case that you bring up to the front, and they put the movie in there, and you carry it right away.
Yep.
At the back of that box, it would tell you like what the rating is. It'll tell you like scenes of gore, violence, scenes of nudity, and of course the first thing that I would look at is obviously scenes of nudity. So if I would sit there and I'll go up and I'll see a movie, I'm like, okay, this is rated R. I look at the back of the box. Oh, it's got full frontal nudity. It's got fucking bare breasts in it. Okay, I'm renting this. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be kind, please rewind. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
That big fucking gray sticker.
It would piss me the fuck off to rent a VHS, get it home, pop it in, and that motherfucker would not be rewound. I'd be like, you fucker.
You have you and your family all ready with popcorn ready to watch the movie.
And then you gotta fucking wait for it to fucking rewind.
You press play, you see the credits. It's like motherfucker. Man.
Yep.
I'll tell you what's even worse. Like I go in there, like they put on the counter a tape and said, "Please do not leave the tapes in the car." It's like it's all melted and heated. And messed up. I was like.
No, but VHS used to be a pain in the ass. Like when you're sitting there watching a movie with unless you had a VCR with auto tracking, you were good. If you had a VCR with no auto tracking, you had to that fucking annoyed me.
That was the VCRs without the auto tracking were some of the first ones.
Yeah,
and we were alive when VCRs came out.
Yep,
that is Betamax.
And then Betamax, my God.
You have any ideas about piracy, dude? You remember how easy it was, though, Rambo, to record fucking like a rented movie onto a fucking dude? Two VCRs plugged in, boom, you're done.
Yeah,
that's all it takes.
That and then they came out with the fucking double VCR thing. Like it was two VCRs in one. I was like, this is fucking too easy. Like you just simply pop it in and go.
Yep.
Like I remember we had a bunch of home movies thanks to the Blockbuster.
Oh, so I had like this fucking massive collection. Like go up my staircase, dude, and there was like 4 walls, and it was just all full of like recorded films. Like one movie had like 5 or 6 movies on it, depending on the length of the actual film that we bought, dude. It was fucking ridiculous.
We had a little spiral notebook or whatever that had like number 1, number 2, number 3. Like we
Yep.
Like a
I remember
collection.
that shit. Dude, that shit was hilarious, dude. Like my mom was on point with that shit.
Yeah, it was all recorded from fucking Blockbuster.
Well, mine was Rogers Video, but we did have Blockbuster and Video Scene. Like my mom used to work for Video Scene. So I remember like we went one night to pick her up, and she came out and she's like, "Oh, I rented you boys a game today for your little home console at home." I'm like, "Oh, you did? Fucking Barney." If trolling before trolling was ever a thing, dude, man, like my mom trolled the fuck out of me and my brother.
It sounds like she's fucking trolling you hard, man.
She was, man. Like we were young, so in a way it made sense to her from her perspective. I would just sat there and like, thanks, Mom. I get to play Barney this week. I mean, I played it. Obviously,
all that I ever wanted, ever.
Yeah.
I mean, back then you did not complain, man. If you had a game
you didn't complain.
You played it because it wasn't like today. Whenever you could buy 6 games at one time.
Yeah.
Like if you got a game rented for you or you got a game bought for you, you enjoyed it no matter what.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think that's the reason why I am the way that I am. I think I've grew like.
Oh, this, me too. That's the reason why. This thing where
like I can look at a game. Now. Yeah, I mean I can look at a game and like, but I can admit to its flaws. But there's something about it that I'll like.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, by just the the very first gameplay thing. I can already tell you if I'm going to like it or not because I mean back then, like we said, we had to go by a fucking picture on the back of the case.
Yep.
And a little
or a magazine, or a magazine, like
or a magazine, yeah. And that was all we had to go off of, and we just had to go, we like it or no, we don't. And I mean, back then we never had reviews and Metacritics and.
Well, no, there were reviews, but like we didn't
have access to.
Yeah, we didn't have access to them because like they were in like Game Pro magazines.
Yeah,
and the way Game Pro did their reviews, they didn't go based on like they do it like their number system was so weird. Like because they would break it down into like 5 categories, and they do like these little weird fucking faces. Yeah, remember that shit?
Fun factor. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like excitement or boring or something like that. But at the same time, we look at that and it's like we don't know what the fuck that is. We look at the screenshots. Yeah. That's what we looked at. Like I remember when I first saw.
That's all I cared about was the screenshots.
Exactly. I remember like to this very given day, I have not played a puzzle game as unique as this one. You ever heard of Zoop?
Yep.
I've heard of it.
Unicycle. When that the unicycle
was on the
thing?
SNES. Yeah, Zoop was on the SNES, but it came around the end of the SNES generation when the PlayStation first came out. That is the most unique puzzle game I've ever fucking played in my life.
The puzzle game that got me hooked on puzzle games is Marble Madness.
Nice, good choice.
That one was
good.
I mean, I remember playing levels after levels after levels, and it just kept getting harder and harder and harder. And today, like puzzle games like that, you can reach to them.
Yeah, Zoop was like a crack addict version of Tetris, dude. It was fucking weird.
I'll have to check that out because I have.
You never a game called Twix?
Twix?
A game called
No, Quix. It's Quix.
Oh, Quix. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, just
Electronic Gaming Monthly. There, EJ Johnson. That's what EGM is. And like I said, most people, like I said, I gave a site to, I forget who it was. I think, it was Sick Humor. There's like the Internet Archive site that has a section where it's all dedicated to old school fucking gaming magazines. And I'll tell you this right now, man, like going back and re-looking at some of these magazines just brought me to fucking like, man, I just look at gaming back then and it's like, dude, what the fuck happened, man? It's so crazy on how, like, I'm not saying gaming is bad. It's not. It's just, there's a lot of bullshit practices.
There's just a lot. There is a big difference though, because even Rambo was saying earlier, you know, you have people want to have, and somebody else said it too. They want to have their handhelds. You got a lot of auto saves and shit like that.
The fucking gaming journalists today are.
You could save shit back then.
Well, fuck the damn gaming journalists are fucking spoiled.
See here,
check this
out. Here, let me share my screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about here.
I forgot. I think it was Polygon. Yeah. That said they wanted Ubisoft to put in a combat-free mode to Far Cry 5 like they did AC Origins, so that way they can admire the world. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't buy games to go. We don't buy games to go walking around.
One thing people don't realize is that reviewers actually get special modes where they can go through it easily.
Yep. So that way they can get through it faster.
Okay, look, check this out. If you look at my screen, right, this is how far we've gone with gaming, right? This is a July 1999 issue of Game Pro magazine, issue 130. If you look down to the very, very bottom, right, it was $4.99, but it was $6.50 in Canada, so we always had to pay more. But here's the thing: when you like the advertising and stuff, and these fucking they were simplistic. Some of them were fucking disgusting, but they were simplistic. But it got the message across. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy when you look at somebody like Ape Escape. You know what I mean? You see monkeys fucking, you know.
Ape Escape was amazing.
There was more creativity in advertising back then than there is today.
Oh,
like, it's ridiculous.
Definitely.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Bring it back, Sony used to have the rights.
The only problem they had back then was the graphics weren't like they are today. But when it comes to creativity and actual gameplay, people don't realize how much harder it was.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, but here's another thing. Yeah, because you got to think about it. These young kids today is like, hey, you show them an Atari controller. It's like, oh, there's one. Wait a minute. There's one button. Where's the start? Where's the select? It's like, this is what we had. It's like, oh, you want to start and pause? Like, no, you got to wait till like either the game is over or you run out of lives. That's your bathroom break. That's your food break. That's all you get. Is like,
yeah, you ain't got shit. You better hold your pee if you gotta go.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
You gotta do that too. You better hold it.
Yeah, because there ain't no, like I said, there ain't no game saves between your game saves. You got to play in a one go or you lose all your lives. That's it.
Man, so many.
Oh, it's 24.
God, back then, man, the no save thing was a bitch, man.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you one of the cool things that I loved about Game Pro, right, was this category section right here called Buyers Beware. This is where gamers would write to Game Pro with complaints of games. Right. And the funny thing was that there was a lot of EA shit in a lot of these issues, dude. So EA is still doing their fuckery shit, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny though, because like
EA was really bad back then.
Yeah. Like there was one, like, for example, okay, so do I run the risk of damaging my Game Boy if I use third-party fucking peripherals that aren't licensed by Nintendo? Like, that was a legit thing, because back then a lot of consumers at the time that bought a Game Boy weren't sure if third-party peripherals, because like they thought that was foreign to them. You know what I mean? It's like it's shit. Yeah, it's shit like that, man. When you see that kind of crap, and don't. And by the way, ignore the Windows 7 look, man. It's the old school theme. Fuck off. Don't make fun of me for that.
He's got 98, man. He's got 98.
Right here he goes. Okay, question. I have a complaint about the DualShock controller. While holding it, I receive a genuine shock from my TV. Hold on. It says here. I'll zoom in. I'll zoom in even more so that you guys can see it clear as fucking day.
That's fucking insane.
Ooh, I beat that motherfucker.
Okay, I receive a genuine shock from my TV. After the electric shock, my controller no longer works. I do use only non-licensed products, and other DualShock controllers work fine on my system. Is the DualShock very sensitive to shock electricity? What can I do to fix my controller? And if you scroll down, you'll see the answer down here from this guy, right? And he goes, according to Sony, this type of incident has never occurred before. As a general rule, if something does happen to your Sony controller and you think that you're not at fault, call Sony customer service number blah 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 blah. If Sony also feels that you're not at fault, it will gladly replace the controller for free, even if the warranty has expired. Right?
Yeah.
Fucking,
right.
That's hilarious, man. Where it's like now, it's like even if your warranty expired, you're fucked.
Well, now not all the time with Sony and Microsoft. Now, like they will from time to time replace. Now they won't replace, like they won't do your system, but they will do controllers some of the times. Still,
I know Microsoft replaced my Xbox when I was deployed in Afghanistan, and all I had to do was pay to ship what I had to them, and they sent me 2 360s back.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah.
They're still pretty good with that. I mean, you gotta be able to talk to the right person.
Hey yo.
Yeah, you never got the old.
I know you guys are gonna hate on me right now, but I'm whooping ass in this Mega Man game.
Okay, here's another question I want to ask you guys, man. Do you guys remember this fucking shithole of a game?
What game?
The one that I'm sharing on my screen right now. If you click on my screen.
I didn't
never the arcade game.
Oh yeah, Air Guys. Oh
yeah,
my God.
This game. I remember I rented this one weekend.
Oh
man,
yeah.
And I was just like, bro, what in the holy fuck is this garbage?
I literally only bought it.
This is the Cydia, like the Cydia back then. The Cydia back then.
I literally only bought it because I had cloud. I got suckered into it.
I mean, I played the arcade.
Air
I was like,
Guys.
what the hell is this?
It's
The only person that I played with in that game was the police girl with the yo-yo.
And that was another
used
thing
to
with
spam-
the arcades is that if you didn't know about a game, most chances are that there was an arcade version, and you could actually go try it out in the arcade for like 50 cents or whatever to be able to see if you liked it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's one thing. You remember the Game Pro TV show with JD Roth on it?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I remember waking up early in the morning just to watch it. You know, it had like that Google guy that co-hosted with him. He was so annoying.
Yep.
And then of course the next season, they got rid of him. It was just JD by himself and made it so cool. And there's like times like certain games, like he'll go right to the last level and he'll show you like, okay, like right towards the end, it's like, hey, this is the final boss, and boom, like, and they're like, they're showing Ninja Gaiden 3. Like the final 3 bosses, like, oh, I was like, oh hell, because I never got that far. Like,
shit has changed so fucking much, man.
Yeah, thanks to the internet.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm trying to find. There's always this one section like right at the end of every issue where it shows like it's like one of like these outlet stores where you could buy games and shit like that. But I want to find it in like there's all the cheat codes and shit.
Yeah.
Command and Conquer.
Yeah,
fucking cheat codes. Yeah, that was.
What?
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Why would somebody want to use a cheat code if you're a real gamer?
Well, I mean, the cheat codes were always like done after you played the game. I never used them went to play the game. It was always after I beat it, then I would use the cheat code to go fuck around.
Like San Andreas. I just max ammo,
like the jetpack
guns,
and stuff like that, like flying around.
Yeah, just mess around.
I just don't like because I don't like when people play with that shit because
not whenever they play with it. Like if you're playing in multiplayer, no, like not at all. But like if you're in your single player game, it's like basically going on the PC now and like say you beat Fallout 4, but then you go back and now you put mods on and now you're actually Iron Man flying around and you're fucking shit up. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
you use it after you play it, after you beat the game.
Yeah, I mean, back then, of course,
that's different.
Back then, though, I mean, like, cheat codes were only for the single-player experience. I mean, they were never, like, the multiplayer, like, they frowned upon cheating, like, as soon as that thing came out. the multiplayer. But I mean, people still found a way to always cheat.
Right.
Yeah.
The same with like Game Genie and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, guys.
Facebook.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, no, well, because Facebook has actually been advertising the same for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That you go home, you plug it into your computer, and you download a bunch of cheats or game saves.
Yeah.
And you can pop it into your PS4, and you'll get all the trophies, and you'll be able to unlock cheat codes and shit like that for these games. And I'm like, why the fuck are people if you can't beat your game I don't agree with anybody cheating to get trophies or achievements.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't agree with.
I don't like that at all. Yeah,
that's what I was talking about.
What's his name? Hip Hop Gamer. Where he admitted that he cheated at Bloodborne, so that way he could beat it. And I'm like, dude, man, why? You're a reviewer. You're not supposed to be cheating at games.
Right. Oh, here we go. I found it. One more thing I just want to share real quick there. This is the thing I was talking about a moment ago. When you're looking at prices and how people are saying games are expensive, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Games weren't that fucking much different back then, man. Let me tell you.
And people don't realize one thing though. When it comes to times, okay, also it matters by if you realize back then maybe somebody made when it first began maybe they made $5 an hour where now the minimum wage is whatever an hour. So it's got to go in accordance with what the wage is per time.
Well, you can see right there some of them games were
that's just history.
But you got to remember it's $7.25 an hour now minimum wage.
Yeah,
federal, but back then it was $2.35. So I mean,
I don't know what it was. I just know. Yeah, I just know history.
$4 to $6 game was a lot of money.
Some SNES games were $80, $90 too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, some of them were $80 and $90. Yeah, for sure.
Cartridges used to be expensive, boy.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys. We had a blast, and I love talking about this old shit. Well, we're over 2 hours now. We didn't even know that.
I can talk about this all day long, man.
I know, but you know what? You know what? We can actually do it at the end of another podcast again, and let's go back and talk about some retro shit because I think this.
Right.
I think this shit is good for people. People are just coming into gaming to get what the difference is between today and then. So I think this is a good subject we can continue on any podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to talk about. I mean, we'll leave it to the end.
Thank you for the kind words, Fizz. I appreciate that on Twitter, buddy. Thank you.
Oh yeah, of course, man.
What'd you give him kind words for?
Because he's bad.
I'm messing with you. Bear knows I gotta mess with him.
Everybody fucks with me.
Yeah, but you love it.
Yo, I actually, to be fair, I kind of do because it just makes me feel important. It makes me want to feel important about myself, but in reality, I just feel like a low life scumbag. I'm totally kidding. That made no sense. That made no sense. Moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna do our outros now.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So let's start with you. Go ahead, Wolflo.
Wolflo, unmute your mic, you fucker.
Trying. Friggin' going away. Hey, what's going on? Man, thanks for having me out here. This was great. Just reminiscing, just kind of getting a history, and it brings back memories for sure. Going back to the old days. And
I think. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's about all I got. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Well, tell everybody where to find you. If you're gonna do any videos or what you're gonna do, tell people where to find you.
If I do any more videos, I don't know. I might take another break soon, so who knows? But it's Wolflo on YouTube.
Okay. Cortavius, go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? Killer Tay 229. Thanks everybody for coming out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on all these guys' videos. They have a lot of great content. You can catch me Monday night and Tuesdays during the day streaming on Mixer at the same name, Killer Tay 229. I think that day, me and my old first sergeant, we're gonna be playing A Way Out. So yeah, come by, join us.
Okay. You forgot. You said, "Oh, you guys, there's a young lady in here." Let me stop.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You know I like to mess with you. You know I'm just gonna mess with you. All right. Fizz, go ahead.
Oh, me? Sorry, we're cutting out.
Oh yeah, Fizz, go ahead.
Oh, hey, all right. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm super glad to be back. It's been way too long. I'm terribly sorry about that. I've been so busy, but a lot of fun. I mean, it's always nice talking to you guys. I'll be on pretty much all day. I mean, if any of you guys want to find me, I'm pretty much always on Fighters. So feel free to join me. I'm always looking for people to play with. And then, of course, my channel, DFizlio. I should be posting some more videos soon eventually, but make sure you guys subscribe and follow all these guys on the cast as well, because they're all beautiful people who let me hang out with them on occasion. So thanks a lot.
You can hang at any time you want, whenever you're available. J-Wags, go ahead.
What is going on, buddy? It's JWags412. I apologize, I was quiet at the end here. I am playing the definitive edition of Far Cry 5, Xbox One X. Catch me on my channel name, JWags412. Yeah, I agree. Channel name, JWags412. I do gaming skits, gaming rants, gaming news, everything gaming, from old stuff to new stuff. Twitter handle is @JWags412. Follow me on there. And shout out to Titanfall Princess for having me on. Shout out to everybody at the panel. Nice to meet those of you who I never talked to before. And I think everybody on the panel appreciates, man. I always say the internet's a big place. If you're watching with a live recorded time of the day to watch this, really means a lot to everybody. So thanks, everybody.
Oh, Jay, you forgot to tell them what time is your podcast tomorrow? Let everybody know.
Yeah. I have a podcast that's called the Free to Play Podcast. It is Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And tomorrow we have a special guest on there, Titanfall Princess. We're all at the red carpet. We'll have her on there. I usually cover about 9 to 10 topics. So I haven't made the list yet, but it's gonna be a good one. We're gonna have Titanfall there. Probably Secure TV, Fatal Mephisto will be there as always. Craig Harris. So
Jesus,
it'll be a good time.
Oh, Fatal's upset now because he can't play Sea of Thieves.
No, not that. My stomach is starting to reject those M&Ms, if you know what I mean.
My God.
All right, well, you know what, Fatal, then you go next.
Yeah. Go next already.
All right, guys. Yo, Fatal motherfucking Misto here. Thanks for fucking once again showing up to Titanfall Podcast. I appreciate that shit. Yo, J-Wags, man. Yo, I'm looking forward to your next episode, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm a rant about this little No Man's Sky shit. So,
and I'll be there to defend it. No, I'm playing. I'm not going to defend that, dude. I'm not going to defend a game that I've already fucking played to death.
You got to defend it, Phil. You're the equalizer.
That's not my. Oh, good. Nah, dude. Nah, man. Nah,
trying to give you a compliment. Take it.
Yeah,
I believe me. I respect that compliment. But the more I think about it,
at least you come back to me. You're like one of the only ones who comes at me with level-headed, clear thinking and facts.
Good point.
Yeah, you guys are both nuts now. Let me stop. Anyway, all right, Sinister Tar Heel, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your man Sinister, and Princess. I appreciate being back on here talking on the podcast. Cool discussing games with the panel here. Basically, yeah, you can find me on Mixer under Sinister Tar Heel. Of course, my channel on here is also the same name. You can find me on Twitter, and yeah, that's all I have.
Well, Sinister, you know what time it is now, so anytime you want to come back, you just hit me up and let me know.
Yeah, will do.
You're welcome anytime. I know your schedule changes, so whatever, you just let me know. Frozen, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a great show. Working on the games for the month. It should be coming out tomorrow for the Nintendo Switch. Talking about the releases for Switch in April. So look out for that.
Okay. Rambo, go ahead. Rambo?
Oh, yeah, you can come check me out, Rambo's Corner, on Twitter, or you can check me out on Wednesdays and Friday nights on the Game Talk podcast. We start about 10 p.m. Central Time and go until whenever, and it's just kind of basically all of us, just basically like you're in a party chat, just talking shit. So,
and that's exactly what they do all the time. Yep. I've been there. That's exactly what they do, and it's fun. It's fun. So you guys got to check this shit out. And of course, you know who this is. First of all, thank everybody for coming. Do me a favor, hit that like button before you leave, okay? Check out everybody's channels because, like you heard tonight, we know gaming, okay? So check out everybody's channels, see what they got, okay? And you're gonna do all that I said. You know why? Because you all love me. I'm out of here.